Hello and welcome to Manchester United against Brighton. This is the watch-along for the Carabao Cup fourth round match at the AmEx Stadium. We're going to be with you in just a few minutes. On today's watch-along, there will be me, there will be Jay, and there will be Adam McCullough. But before that, let's have a little look at yesterday's video where we were looking at Manchester United's attempts for Alex Telles. We spoke to Mohamed Bouhafsi on the Tier 1 podcast. Let's have a look.
The news about Alex Telles is pretty straightforward. Manchester United want Alex Telles. The player wants to come to United. I announced it several months, 1 or 2 weeks, I think. I announced this information, and we feel that it's confirmed now. The player has reached an agreement with Manchester United, and everything is in order now. And now we need to come an agreement between Porto and Manchester United. And it's true that it's not easy because the negotiation between Manchester United and Porto are very, very difficult.
So it looks as though that deal is edging ever closer. Before we go into the watch, and like I said, you can see the timer here. We'll be starting very soon. Let's have a little look at some of your predictions for today's game.
Alright, United are playing Brighton again today in the Carabao Cup. I'm kind of bored of playing Brighton, to be honest with you. I think everyone is. I think everyone's just bored of Brighton, to be honest, as a team, and bored of Brighton as a place. I don't really think they belong in the Premier League. I think they're a tin pot side. I'd rather see Nottingham Forest or someone like Charlton in the Premier League instead of Brighton.
Man United versus Brighton Part 2 are back down at the AmEx after what was a shambles of a performance at the weekend, despite getting that win in the 100th minute. Loads of question marks over that. Can we possibly be as bad as we were at the weekend? I hope not.
Brighton Part 2, or if you like, Brighton. Just like New York. Duran, Jemba, Couscous.
Yes, everyone, Carl here from That United Family. Match predictions for tonight. Another toughie away at Brighton again. It's like deja vu. So hopefully we see a little bit of a better performance from the weekend. I do suspect a much changed 11. As of now, I don't really know if we've got any fresh injuries, who's said to be coming in and whatnot. But I'm going to go with again, 2-0 win today, I think, for the boys. It'd be nice to see, obviously, Donny van der Beek start. Dean Henderson a goal against Premier League opposition, obviously in a Manchester United shirt, would be nice to see. And I just want a good, solid performance. Spurs at the weekend, we sort of need this result and hopefully get a bit more minutes in the tank, and it will be a decent result. So come on, the boys.
Hello, Stretford Paddock. My prediction for Brighton Hove Albion vs Manchester United tonight in the Carabao Cup is a 2-1 win for the Reds.
I think United should win. It's the Carabao Cup. It'd be good if we took this more seriously than some of the other sides in the competition have, because I think if we do win it, it might give Solskjaer some more time, and it's a competition that we maybe should be looking towards winning it alongside the FA Cup this season, and I think Solskjaer's season could be defined more as a success if we win it.
But also question marks are, can Brighton be as good as they were? Will they feel deflated after getting that sucker punch by Bruno Fernandes's 100th minute penalty and subsequent winner of the game? I also think Ollie will do play a lot more of the B team tonight. I think with Spurs coming up, he'll have an eye on that, and the Carabao Cup has never really been a priority, although it would be nice to get some silverware at some point under his reign. I don't know, I really want us to go through, but my gut feeling thinks that I will play a lesser team. Brighton will be looking for revenge. It may even go down to penalties. I'm hoping we don't get beat, but I'm sort of expecting it.
I mean, who do we play? Anyone's guess, apart from Harry Maguire. How do we play? Anyone's guess. Let's just hope we don't get injuries and let us scrape through 2-1, goals from Lingard and Van der Beek. Trust the Notchster.
So he might play a few kids, I'm not sure. Hannibal's probably not going to get much of a game. I think he'll probably put a full team out, and hopefully United win and we avoid the fiasco that we saw on the weekend.
So it seems that most people are pretty confident. If you want to get your predictions in, make sure you send a 30-second video to paddockmatchday@gmail.com for any of the matches this season, and you'll be featured on the pre-watch-along show right here. Before we go live, let's have a little look at one of our other videos this week where me and Jay were looking at the recent saga, debacle, whatever you want to call it. Jadon Sancho's story keeps on moving. Let's have a little look at where we are currently up to with what is one of the most laborious transfer stories of all time. Here's one. Borussia Dortmund reject €80 million plus €20 million add-on bid for Jadon Sancho. Dortmund tells Man United the player is not for sale.
Now, me and you have discussed this extensively over the last few weeks.
Do you think he is for sale?
Yes, of course he is. I mean, the truth is, maybe at this point in the window he's not. Maybe at some point they actually do just say, you know what, no matter what you pay, we can't afford to get someone in to replace him. He's one of our best players, maybe our best player, alongside Marco Reus. No matter what you pay, you're not having him. And maybe that has happened. But to me, if they're willing to sell him before, they're probably willing to sell him now. They can probably get someone to replace him on short notice, even if it has to be a loan or another deal. I'm sure they've had people lined up all summer because they knew they might sell him. So it's not like they're just going to go, oh shit, he has gone. We should have got someone else in. So a bid's been made, a bid hasn't been made. Who knows exactly what to believe? All we know is that Jadon Sancho is still a Dortmund player and that Manchester United haven't signed him yet. But hopefully that is going to change very shortly. Right then, the watch-along is here. Before I go, again, make sure you send your 30-second videos into paddockmatchday@gmail.com for your chance to be featured on the pre-watch-along show. Manchester United are playing Brighton. I'm joined by Jay and Adam McCullough for the watch-along. It's here, boys. Enjoy. Very good, Adam. Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the watch-along for Manchester United against Brighton in the Carabao Cup 4th round. Winner takes a little bit. We go through to the quarter-final if we win this. Second time in 4 days we're playing Brighton away at the American Express Stadium.
The credit cards are available.
Yeah, they are. Oh, God, I'm out of breath.
Not in Brighton, though, obviously.
No, they're really calling the market there. How you doing, boys?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, all right, mate. Good.
how you
Bloody
doing?
hell.
How you doing?
Excited, are you?
Dressed up for the Olympics,
Looking
ready to
good,
go?
man.
I'm dressed up, yeah.
Look, it's matching.
Sometimes you've got to go full tracksuit, ain't you?
Yeah.
Sometimes you've got to.
Jimmy Savile was a fan of the full tracksuit, wasn't he?
So United's team news is in.
Says me, I wear tracksuit
Let's get
every
that
day.
up on the screen as soon as we can. We'll go over the team news, get your opinions on that at home.
My
Get
first
your-
radio gig, I wore a shell suit.
I thought you were going to say my first radio gig was with Jimmy Savile.
I know.
That's what you're going to
It
say.
wasn't my radio gig. That was my first audition.
You wore a shell suit. Was
Yeah.
that before the whole
Radio
sort of
gig, and then
oil
I thought
slick
this is a bit
scandal?
weird, isn't it?
Did you get the gig?
Luckily, I
Well,
weren't
this
at
is
the
it's an actual gig, not an audition,
was-
right?
Is that because your favourite petrol station or what?
Who?
Shell.
Shell.
Yeah, you said you wore a Shell suit, like a nice little button up with a little Shell logo.
Should we
on
move
it.
on?
Let's go through the team news.
That's bad.
Adam.
That's bad.
No,
Yeah.
it's not that. That
It
was
is.
bad.
It was. It
Doesn't
was.
matter though, does
It was like let's move on. Tackle.
We don't draw attention to it. If it's
You're
bad,
a lot better than that.
I know what to do.
if it's
You
good, we
are.
laugh. If it's bad, we move on.
I
You
know
are
what to
very
do.
funny,
Team news.
but that was terrible.
Dean Henderson in goal.
Yes.
Diogo Dalot's a surprise, isn't it?
Shock.
Or is it?
Shocking.
I'm happy to see him there. I like Diogo.
I know you do.
He follows us as
I
well.
knew you were going to say
Nah,
it.
it's-
He speaks
DM
to
him.
us as well. We
You know what
chat
it is?
to
When
him.
he sees me, he's like, because he watches our stories all the time, Diogo. I don't know if he knows my name like Juan yet, but he recognised me. And that'll do. So he's got a friend in me at the moment. And I'm glad to see him start. But from a purely footballing perspective, I think he's a good player.
Is he though?
Yes. I
That's
think
a-
because
that's a
we've got
good thing.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka as a permanent right back, it's difficult to look at Diogo. If we didn't have Wan-Bissaka, Diogo Dalot would be playing every week. We've also got in the defence, Bailly and Lindelof back together, reunited, and it feels so good. We're going to get our monetization pulled down for that, aren't we?
We are.
Sorry.
That little 2 second.
What?
Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
At left back, we've got
Legitimate
Brandon Williams.
concern.
Brandon?
Yeah,
Yep.
great. Love Brandon Williams, mate.
Yeah.
Don't understand why
Don't be
anyone
scared to
wouldn't.
give your opinions on the team, guys.
Sorry, we've all
In
me and him
midfield,
have done it.
McTominay, Fred.
Pivotal.
Happy.
Pivotal to our march towards 6th.
Pivotal,
Pre
exactly.
Bruno.
They were pivotal to us being in mid-table last season, so
Yes.
big props to them.
Hey,
Donny van der Beek gets his second start.
the best.
Forthcoming Capital One Cup.
The best signing we've made this summer.
Carabao Cup.
Mm-hmm.
What else has it been called over there?
Worthington, Rumbelows, Milk.
What's your favourite edition of the League Cup?
Worthington brings back some big memes.
Bad memories, though.
Big bad memes.
We lost against Liverpool 2-1.
It's horrible. Horrible.
Carabao, no. Carlin for me is my favourite.
We won it as a
iteration.
Won
Carling
it
Cup.
at Carlin. Little. When was it? Littlewoods? I can't remember.
You're older than me.
I am old.
I remember Littlewoods briefly, or was that when they sponsored the FA
When
Cup?
when we won it 1-0 against was it Forest when Chucky scored? I think it was Rumbelows.
Yeah.
So that's probably my
Then we had
first
the
memory of it.
Worthington We had Coca-Cola's.
Coca-Cola, we lost. That was my
York
first
City.
final. We lost against Villa.
Remember when we lost against York City in the Coca-Cola?
Isn't that when we bought Jonathan Green in?
Yeah, we lost 3-0 in one of the legs.
Yeah.
I was devastated. That was like when we never used to lose games. So like my dad would have to sit me down and say, "Yeah, we lost. You didn't know that."
Remember those
Wow.
days.
Why, Dad? Why did you do that? I remember the day Cantona retired. Like I visibly remember it because I was staying at my dad's house. I'm from, my parents split up and that, broken home and
Broken home.
Yeah,
Broken Britain.
Staying at my dad's house, broken Britain.
Broken biscuits.
Trevor McDonald came on.
In your dad's house?
In my dad's house.
Really?
He was my dad's living partner at
Yes.
the time. Now Trevor McDonald came on the TV.
TV.
And he said, Eric Cantona is retired. And I said to my dad, "Dad, what does retired mean?"
Does it mean really tired? But in one word.
And then when he told me, cried.
Did you?
Really?
You did a big Cruyff turn in the living room and cried, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's sad, isn't it?
It is.
That is emotional.
Did we finish the team? I don't know.
No, you didn't go.
No,
through
you
it.
didn't
Go
get
through
through
the
half
first
Talking
of it.
about Cantona, Garlo's up front.
Talking about United saviour.
Are you running out of steam with Gallo yet? You are.
No, me and the Garlo.
Because you were proper loved up with him.
I stuck with Falcao to the dirty end there, so I'm
mate,
sticking with Igalo.
mate.
Igalo's going to score twice tonight, by the way. Juan Mata is the captain.
It's you 1-1-1.
Beautiful
It's you
Juan.
1-1.
And on the left, we have Daniel James starting in his preferred position for once, but he's been linked with a move away from Manchester United. Now, there's been a whole host of transfer speculation this summer. Daniel James in an intriguing one. Let's talk about outs first, before the game starts. We've got a little bit of time. In terms of outs from Manchester United,
Outs.
what do you expect to see in the next couple of days?
Well, I don't think Daniel James going anywhere for starters, and I certainly don't think he's got a Leeds.
Okay, that's that done.
Well, yeah, Dan James, I don't see why that
So
would happen.
shut
We
up.
ain't got enough left wingers or right wingers to be able to spare Daniel James. Lingard looks like he's staying because there's been no concrete interest as far as I've seen. Pereira, that's done to Lazio sorted.
Is that? Here we go. Have you? Here we go.
It has been
Yeah, I
really
think
good,
he has actually. Here we go. Is it?
yeah, it has,
I
yeah.
thought you were
Nice
going to
one.
try to steal it.
I wish. Romero looks to be on his way out, but who to? Who knows? There's a few others as well, isn't there? Like Phil Jones is staying because he just
Didn't he say January with him? 'Cause he's
We're still suffering rather from that,
Every day I'm
from
suffering.
giving out silly contracts, aren't we? When you
Yeah.
look at Phil Jones being unable to get rid of him, some of the other players, Sergio Romero even, could argue that his wages are making it seem like he's happy to sit there on a third choice goalkeeper on a high wage rather than go elsewhere. It's a danger that we put ourselves in. And clubs are prepared to wait to the last minute because they'll think we'll just accept whatever to get the wages after.
And he's on like 120 grand a week or something, isn't he?
We were talking about last night when we said, was it Pereira we have to pay basically some of his wages or
Yeah, I
his
think
wages?
that-
No, I think Pereira, we're
link
not
has
paying
been-
his
We're
wages.
not
Yeah,
paying
that's
his wages,
been
no loan
since-
fee, but we're
since
just
changed.
they're paying his wage. But he's
Yeah.
not one of the top earners. But you're right, like you say, the Joneses, the Romeros. We had it with the likes of Ashley Young players like that who run massive deals because obviously it was the last sort of coming towards the end of the career, and that has been a problem. I mean, it's mad when you look at someone like Bruno, who's not one of the highest paid players at the club,
Yeah.
but he's
And his effect, obviously, has
yeah,
been
it's
so
just,
good.
just
Even Juan
dishing
Mata,
out
who I don't
contracts
particularly
like that.
think needs to leave, because he's good. He's one of the only experienced players we've got. Having him on the bench isn't that the worst option. But like the wages that he's on means that it's unlikely anyone's really going to come in for him because he's going to be on a decent wage. So we're in a difficult position where we find it hard to get rid of some players. Not that Diogo Dalot starts against Brighton in the cup. It's an interesting decision. Marcus Rojo, can we get rid of him? So there could be 4 or 5 departures. If you had to predict departures between now and the 5th, who would they be?
Smalling, I think that seems to be like it's 3/4 of the way done, but it's also seemed like it was 3/4 of the way done in July. So who knows how that will work, but you would assume he'd leave. I wouldn't be surprised to see Romero go because I think he's one of those players that's got a bit of quality to him. Pereira, obviously, that's all but done by the sound of things. Other than that, I think it's going to be hard. Dalot, people seem to maybe interested in, but we've only really had sort of one round of speculation with Dalot. It's not been going on and on and on like it has with a lot of the other players. So those 3 or 4 in particular, I would put at the top of the list. But to be honest, I don't know, and I don't have much faith that they're going to get particularly good deals for any of them anyway.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think we've been here all before, haven't we? We were so lucky last season that Inter were like, oh yeah, we'll have him. Do you know what I mean? And you can't rely on that every season. So Yeah, it's just one of them. You never know. Teams might get a little bit desperate over the last couple of days of the transfer window where they're like, we need someone. Maybe someone does. I don't know. Spurs has been linked with him. Come in and think, you know what? We need a signing. Jesse Lingard can do a job, but you don't fancy it, do you? With 5 days left?
No. I think Smalling's a defo. Andreas is looking like a defo. I think Rojo will eventually get another loan move somewhere. I think we could see a few late ones like that. Sergio Romero. I think he'll go, but I don't think. Yeah, I think Jesse's going to stay.
Where would he go?
The
only team he's been linked to.
I mean, Jesse DMs us every blue moon, once in a blue moon, and I asked him.
Yeah.
I asked him after he scored against Lynx. I asked him, "Is that your last game at Old Trafford for United?" And he said, "No chance." So he's always been, "I'm not leaving Manchester United." He's always had that in his head. But you do feel like it could become a thing where, if we were to sign Sancho and someone else, which we're probably not, that he probably thinks, actually, is it best for me to leave? And the closer the deadline comes, those decisions probably become easier or more difficult to make. I don't know. In terms of incomings, let's start with the obvious one.
Yes.
Jadon.
Big boy.
I was 90% sure he was going to sign for Man United at the start of the window.
For ages it was.
At the start of the
looked
window.
like it was certain, didn't it?
What would you say in terms of percentage? How are you feeling?
Percentage-wise, I think we're lucky if it's 50-50.
What about an emoji?
An emoji? You know the one? That one.
Little smile, little...
Yeah,
I
that
get
one.
it,
That
yeah.
emoji in particular. I'm not confident. I'm not certain. I still think it's possible. I think it's still probably, other than Tellez, our most likely signing. But you just, the longer it goes on, and we've talked about this on Transfers Live, the longer it goes on, the more you just think, what are we doing? What's the end goal here? We still think we're going to get him, obviously, because we would have tried to get someone else if we didn't. But
the talk about Dembele not entering your mind?
I mean, it enters my mind because it's been talked about and it seems to have some sort of weight behind it. But he's not the right. Maybe on a loan, it makes a bit of sense.
You got a bit on that though, didn't you, in the Tier 1 this week?
Yeah, and I did message Baffs and he said he'd look into it because it started doing the rounds last night, didn't it? Not just you can message Jesse Lingard. But I mean, I'm with Joe. Me and him spoke about this on Transfers Live last night.
9 o'clock weekdays.
Yes. He's too injury prone, and I do hold on to it. He helped the Scousers win the Champions League by not burying them chances, so I don't want him. I don't care. I don't care.
Mind that. Bit of spite, bit of pettiness.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Dembele is a weird one. Take the Jadon Sancho situation out of the way. Dembele, it's like Gareth Bale. Which Gareth Bale were you going to get? And I think Dembele's on a less, Gareth Bale had more years at the top. Do you know what I mean? Dembele had that amazing period at Dortmund. We've never seen it again. If you were to get that player, then you 50, 60 million in this window is a decent deal. But are you going to get that player? I don't think you do. So Dembele, not for me. He's had injury issues. I think he's had even issues where he doesn't turn up to training and things like that sometimes. And that would make you think, what's going on? Now, I know Barca is a big club that can eat up the best of players. But I just think that's a little bit of a risk. Yeah. Anyway.
I didn't answer the Sancho question, sorry.
Go on, Sancho.
I've been consistent for the last week. No, 2 weeks.
What, toilet-wise?
Yes, thankfully. Those tablets helps, thanks a lot.
Regular?
You're welcome.
You're a good lad. I don't think he's coming. And I just don't.
Is that because of the competence of United? Is that because... Why do you feel that is?
I just think, we speak to a lot of journalists, and we've spoken to more journalists in the last 3 weeks than I've ever spoken to in my life. And all the ones we speak to over in Germany, whether that's Christian Falk, whether it's Florian Plettenberg, whether it was Patrick Berger, they're all saying...
Patrick Berger?
Not the former Liverpool player, but Sport 1, Bayern Munich. Sorry, not Bayern Munich. Sport 1, Borussia Dortmund correspondent.
There's
all saying the same
Patrick
thing.
Bergers.
Exactly. Even the likes of, perhaps seeing that, it was like... It just seems to be getting less and less each day that he's going to come. And some of them are saying they don't think it's going to happen. Some of them are saying that deadline meant something to Dortmund. When they said August the 10th, they meant it. And when they said we want 120 million euros, they meant it as well. And you just think, we're United, it'll be all right. They'll take that money. But Bayern Munich have just cleaned up. That's hurt Dortmund. They've seen that. Jadon Sancho's probably their best player. They want to be challenging again. They've seen United just basically taking a piss and ignoring his deadline, coming up, or not even making a realistic offer, but trying to come up with a silly bid. and they're not having it. So I don't know. I hope I'm wrong because I love Jadon Sancho. Love seeing him United shirt. He looks like he's tailor-made for this club. But I've just the impression that we're going to end up with someone like, and I don't mind him. I'm a bit of a fan, but someone like Ismail Assar or someone like that on deadline day. I think it's going to be
Ismail Assar's one that can go beyond the window as well, isn't it? Because it's in the Championship. So the Football League transfer window goes until the 16th of October, is it? Or it's like a week later anyway. Like it goes. Okay, so you can't register anyone for the Champions League. So if we did buy someone from the Championship after October the 5th, they couldn't register in the Champions League, but they could be bought. Yeah. And they could be registered for the Premier League.
That makes no sense as well, for us to do that, does it really? To wait that long?
No, but I think in the sense
I get where you're coming from.
If we're trying to negotiate for Sancho up until the deadline, then you've always got that backup. Whereas with Dembele, we've got to get him in now. I personally feel like Jadon Sancho will be our player by the end of it. But I'm not as confident.
I've got the same feeling. Like all the stuff I say and all the stuff you have to put things logically, and you have to sort of go, well, they've said this, they've insisted he's not for sale, we're taking our time, all this stuff. Deep down, I haven't admitted to myself that this might not happen. I'm still not in that place.
We'll be crying together.
I'll be really upset. Like, not like crying upset, but like
we will.
I'll be annoyed and frustrated and really like in my head this is still happening, and or maybe in my heart it's still happening.
The thing is, Dortmund keeps saying he's not for sale, but then keep saying unless you pay 120 million.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like,
but are they saying that though?
But what?
If did they not say that, and then it's like. Now, there's so many different people involved, like these intermediaries, like Stefan Liechtenstein's brother
where
and all
did
that.
this intermediary thing come from ever?
Yeah.
Like, why can't people just phone each other or text each other or email?
Yeah, what's happening? Yeah, right, yeah. No,
yeah, and the biggest transfer in German football history, the biggest transfer in Premier League history. Why is that not happening club to club?
Yeah,
why do we need an intermediary? Can't fucking Zorc sit down with Woodward
or Judge or whoever?
Whatever.
Club to club. You're so trendy.
No, but it's true. Like Ornstein says it.
I know. It's talking about this last night. Like, club to club.
Like why does it have to be like someone in the middle?
Yeah, but we moan about agents' influence. Yeah. And I'm sure these intermediaries get paid a cut.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So
it's like Deliveroo, innit? Just ring the restaurant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't go through Deliveroo.
Deliveroo's all right sometimes.
Yeah, Deliveroo's all right.
Yeah.
But if it's a takeaway restaurant anyway, no point putting that extra
delivery fee on. What do you think as well? Let us know in the comments,
yeah,
guys.
We'll
do you think Jadon Sancho is coming to Manchester United Football Club? Are you with Macca and Joe? You still have that little bit of hope.
You're done, aren't you?
I predict we sign Alex Telles, Jadon Sancho by October the 5th, and then we sell Smalling, Romero, Pereira goes on loan, Rojo goes on loan, Diogo Dalot leaves.
Wow.
It's going to be a busy 5 days.
That's one hell of a 5 days, isn't it? Yeah. Let's be honest. If we can get all that done in 5 days.
Get your mic out, get down Old Trafford. You got some work to do there, mate.
By the way, I'm not in the know, so don't go and put it.
That's it. He is. He does
over on Stretford Paddock Twitter, we've had a poll going. Final results are in. Dalot starts, but for what reason? Is it a chance to prove himself, or is it more of a sort of shop window type of vibe? 57.3% of you think this is a shop window thing. Adam, what are your thoughts on that? He's
if you're going to buy Diogo Dalot, you don't buy him because of what he does today. So I don't think he's in the team for that reason. I think we might be playing a game with the people that want him, because we've heard AC Milan, AS Roma want Diogo Dalot, but they want him on a loan.
These are good moves, aren't they, for these players?
Yeah.
Like, if you go in somewhere like that, AC Milan or something, that's a big club. Yeah. And I also think Serie A will be a lot kinder to him than the Premier League.
But I think, the club, United, are probably saying, we want a permanent deal. We're not going to give you him on loan. He's in our plans.
Yeah.
So if they play him today, AC and that think, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Maybe they're serious. We'll make a bid. I don't know. I like Dalot, though. I don't have a problem.
I know where you're coming from. And he's not a player I dislike. But, if he does leave, I won't
that
be that
wild shot
bothered.
which was heading for Rose in Paris.
This is the thing. This is the thing, innit? If it wasn't for him,
does Ollie even have a job?
He doesn't, though, does he? Let's face facts. He doesn't.
No,
he doesn't. There's no way he keeps
signing up.
Do you think he would? Do you think he still would have had the job if we didn't win that game?
No, 100% no.
It was pure emotion. That
we gave him that job 2 games after it when he lost both them games as well.
But how good is emotion as a catalyst for decision making? One of the most powerful catalysts down the wars. Poetry, novels. Some of the greatest managers of all time were given jobs based on emotion. There's nothing wrong with that.
Got the job based on a technicality.
Legendary recommended.
United team's just coming out of the tunnel now.
Is he on his phone while he's walking
If you
out?
can get the graphic
I
on the
will
screen,
not
the
have.
score and everything, that'd be good.
I will not have their tunnel.
The stuff going on. What are we thinking tonight then? Give us your predictions.
What did I say to you before? Because I always forgot
Well,
what I said.
it's your prediction.
You
You
said
should know it.
3-2 again.
Good lad. 3-2. Yeah, I'll go with that then.
Sorry for stitching you.
I like Jahan
Yeah,
Bach.
thanks for throwing me under the bus, mate.
Jahan Bach's a G.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good to see the brown fellas doing well.
Where's he from?
I think he's from Iran
Is he?
or Iraq, but I think it's Iran. I apologise if I got
One
that
of they,
wrong.
I'm sure it won't matter to them.
I'm sure sometimes people go to an English player. I think he's from Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it might be Wales.
Wales.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or France.
He's just British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I just go, he's just brown.
Cover your back. Yeah, United are about to kick off very shortly. Who won that Newcastle-Newport game? By the way, Newcastle won on penalties in the last game. If anyone cares, yeah, he said Newcastle.
Very posh was over there.
Posh, that's what they say.
Very posh.
Sometimes you do that with laugh.
No, but that's how I say it.
Why
Yeah,
you say
exactly.
laugh?
Laugh.
So maybe laugh.
You
Laugh.
made me
No, I
laugh.
say laugh, don't I?
Don't make me laugh.
Very good.
That's what you say.
Such an enigma, Macca.
What did you call me?
Enigma. Quite clearly. If anyone wants to clip that up.
Look, you Joe again.
Yeah.
What was the Enigma machine?
We're not allowed to pick up mics today.
Alan Turing.
Sorry, yeah.
Manchester's finest.
Yeah, Manchester's finest. Looking at the Brighton team, what are our thoughts? They're quite rotated as well. Does that give you a bit more hope, Adam?
They play a different formation in these games as well. In the cup games, 4-2-3-1 they go for. But they've played a 3-4-3 today, so what do I know?
What do you know?
The last couple of games in the cup, they've gone 4-2-3-1. That's why I was under the impression. They've obviously gone 3-4-3 today. United, we've rang the changes as well. But we're quite... Is Deaton Henderson just got normal trainers on there in that picture? It's
No,
weird.
he's got-
That.
Like he's got.
He's wearing his Nikes,
TNs.
man.
Yeah.
AstroTurfs on. No, if you look at it, it's quite a strong team, isn't it?
It is. It's the team. It's a team that is better than sort of the average. Well, it's similar to the average quality of the team that we played until about Christmas last season. Other than Martial and Rashford, like that midfield is the same. The defense is maybe
I would have
better.
maybe have started Martial today.
Yeah.
You'd always start.
No,
Martial.
because of the fact that
You were
Greenwood's
going
got a
mad
goal,
that he wasn't in the
Rashford's got a
squad for
goal.
Luton.
Get Martial a goal.
It's time for.
You know what
I
I
don't
goals.
think. I'm not worried about Martial at all.
I'm not worried about
No,
it.
but you know, like when
I'm
Rashford
worried
needed a
about
goal, like when Rashford needed a goal, or even Greenwood because he's young. I don't think like Martial's like that at all.
I don't know though. I think he definitely had his confidence knocked.
Do you
when
reckon?
Zlatan ripped his squad number off him.
Oh,
he
that's
definitely
Oh yeah,
did.
go back
That's-
to 2017.
No,
Joe.
but you're talking about the character of a player, whether he can, whether
Yeah.
whether
No,
he's
but I
affected
don't-
by
I
confidence.
don't-
He's like
every
19
other
years
human,
old.
every human being on earth is affected
My point
by
was,
the confidence.
as you well know.
It's no
don't-
knock on it. You take everything like a criticism. You do.
Right? Can we start? Have anyone got any comments for us? In
when
the
I
Yeah,
signed
yeah,
that
let's get
I've
some
seen
contract
anyone since
with
the game
Martial
started.
FC, I
Or since
signed
this
it with blood,
started.
yeah.
Did you?
So
What blood was it? You used the
Did you
blood of an
remember that
otter.
goal? Do you remember that goal he scored
You
last season?
skinned an otter
That
and
was-
dipped your
every
dirty
fan
little
cam he was
pen.
on. That was so funny. What about Martial's goal? What about
no,
Martial's
people
goal?
don't know though. I stood on my chair like this for like 10 minutes. yeah.
So like, who was it against? Was it
Like,
Watford?
Oh my God, Watford.
Watford.
And there were people looking back at me like 10 minutes later. Like,
Every fan cam he did.
What, where he chipped it in?
Yeah.
Mate, that was goal. That's the best goal I've ever seen.
No, it isn't though, is it?
I've seen
It
Wayne
really
Rooney's
isn't.
goal against City.
That's
I've
not
seen
the best
Scholes'
goal you've
goal
ever
against
seen.
Villa. I've seen Rooney against Newcastle.
I thought your favourite
That
goal
is
was
the best goal I've
Bergkamp
ever seen.
against Newcastle.
Bergkamp was an accident.
That was an accident. Well said.
Bergkamp is one of the most overrated players of all time.
Go
Yes.
on. Go on, Odin.
Can you? Yeah.
I can't read those comments from that far away. Can you
You
pick
can do-
some
yeah, that's
They had a
notable
debate
ones
the other
and
day.
make them bigger?
Talk Sport. Darren Bent.
Right, Macca. Why do you listen to TalkSport and go on it? now
Andy
and again?
Goldstein and Jason Cunningham.
They're all right. I'll give you that one.
But listen, they were talking about comparing Cantona
No.
and Bergkamp, and the general consensus was Bergkamp was a better player when they left it.
That's ridiculous.
I was fuming.
Uh,
Cantona, 5 out of 6 titles he won. One of them, guess where he was?
Leeds.
No, and
on
he
holiday?
suspended when
Oh,
we
yeah.
didn't win it.
Yeah. Well, he won it every year. Have you seen like career from was it Marseille, Leeds, United?
Every full season he had.
Yeah, every full season he had.
And
He
Bergkamp
won it.
can't even
The only
get a
time he
Ryanair
didn't
flight
was when
to a
he
game.
even in his last season where he wasn't like you know
Were
he
you
wasn't
supposed
his
to
most
tell me he's
productive.
better than Cantona?
No, I don't think he. I think it's nonsense. I think Cantona suffers as well because you know Cantona like 92, 93. even like 94, 93, 94, most of those games aren't on the telly. How many people are watching those games? You know what I mean? With Bergkamp, most of his games are sort of late 90s. You see more of them. You see more highlights of his.
Cantona never really played international football.
No, he played for France until, was it when Houllier took? No, Houllier, I can't remember. Who dropped him. But yeah, you're right.
Gary went to the World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah,
or the
like,
Euros.
I think 94 was his last ever game for France when they didn't qualify for the World Cup.
Sad that, innit? There's a few notable players that.
But there's players like that for England.
Yeah,
like Jack Grealish is going to end up in that position.
I mean, even Scholes, who played a fair chunk of games. Michael Carrick, Steve Bruce never played for England.
Michael Carrick's
Andy Cole's like a captain of disgrace. I get that though because of how many great strikers we had.
Shearer.
But Andy Cole was doing it in the Champions League for the best club in the country. This is the thing.
Best club in the world.
Bergkamp's like rated a little bit extra. For some reason, when people play for Arsenal, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like,
100%.
Oh, yeah, it's so amazing.
Such an overrated thing.
But when it's United, it's like,
can we not get comments
they're
on
just
that,
good teams, so, you know.
Something I want to talk about as the game hits the famous third minute. We all love the third minute, don't we, guys?
Nothing's happened, by the way, if you wondered.
Yeah, nothing's happened, obviously.
Can we get comments on there, mate?
He's going to pick some out for us. Obviously, this game is a good chance for us to win a trophy. In your head...
Just the final?
No, but this tournament is a good chance for us to win a trophy. Solskjaer obviously hasn't won a trophy for United. In your head, is it worth... How big is this tournament for you, Adam? Is it top 4 trophy, or does it have to be top 4 and a trophy?
I think after today, there's no games in this until December.
Right.
I think. I might be wrong, but I think that's the case. Now, with that being said, if the games kept coming really thick and fast for this competition, I'd be like, do we really need it? But I think it's such a big opportunity to win a trophy early on into the season. Hopefully, when we've made a few signings, we've got a bit of a stronger squad. And I think we can utilise the squad a lot. When you look at our midfield, McTominay, Fred, Van der Beek, more often than not, these lot ain't playing. So, you know, I don't think our second string is too bad in some positions that we could get through a cup competition, get through this competition to, say, the quarterfinals and then go all out for it. Do you know what I mean? And I think it is important for Ollie to win a trophy this year. Now, realistically, are we winning the Premier League? No. Realistically, are we winning the Champions League? No. So the FA Cup and the League Cup have to be looked at as priorities, I think, don't they?
Well, I think so, yeah. I think that...
Every Manchester manager has to be judged. Eventually, not in their first season or whatever, but we have to be looking to win trophies. Otherwise, why are you here?
Yeah, and this season is a particularly unique season for obvious reasons, but also you kind of have to weigh up what your priorities are more than other seasons because it's the same number of games, but you've got less time to play them, having already had a strangely truncated and elongated at the same time, weirdly, season last year. Google it. So it's an interesting one where you sort of think we have to prioritise certain things. And like I said, we're probably not going to win the Premier League. I think we can say with some certainty that we won't win the Premier League.
Well, I predicted us to win the league.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't count on it.
Yeah. The Champions League, we've got a better chance than the Premier League, but it's still quite unlikely.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
You've
beat
always
some
got
good
a chance,
teams
haven't you? Look at Chelsea finished 7th and won it, didn't they?
The Champions League, I hold
but
some
I'm
hope
not saying
for,
we're going to win it.
But like you said, the highest chance we've got of winning a trophy is this tournament and then the FA Cup. So you just think, do we almost think, well, we not care about this because we've got to prioritise top 4, or maybe this, like I said, should be the priority. Clearly, Solskjaer's made 10 changes, so it's not necessarily the priority for him. What do you think, Jay?
Cameron Stone said, winning this competition will give us a huge boost.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because sometimes it can, like, I know you think, oh, it's only the Carabao Cup and it's not that important, but if you remember go back to 2017 under Jose, like, it was like we had that safety net with him. We'd already won a trophy. Do you know when the wheels were coming off a little bit towards the end of the season, and then we were focusing on the Europa, and it did feel like, okay, you've got a bit of a lift. You've already got some silverware. And I remember, I always say this. I was at the press conference, after we won it for City. I was at the Pep Guardiola got asked about it. He was like, oh, well, United have already won a trophy now. Mourinho's won the Carabao Cup. And I think didn't we knock them out in that round?
Because they've won it and we haven't knocked them out.
Yeah, we knocked them out, and then he was like, do you regret not feeling a stronger team and the fact that they've already got a bit of silverware? And he proper seen his ass, he's getting dead moody about it. And ever since then, they've won it every year. I just wonder whether that got in his head and he thought, you know what? Get that trophy won. And it's a good platform. And I think it can be. And I think, if you do well in this and get it, some lads who've not won anything win a trophy, then they're going to be sort of up for it a bit more. And also you've got that little bit of like I said earlier, safety net. You've won some of this season, so you're not sort of like, oh, I've not won anything, or United haven't won anything. It just gives you that little bit of a boost. So in answer to the lad's question, yeah, I think it will.
Fabrizio Romano's tweeted just now that Man United have now opened talks with Barcelona for Ousmane Dembele. MUFC are offering a loan for Dembele, while Sancho deal with Dortmund is stalling. The first time Romano's come out and said either that we're after Dembele specifically, and also finally a backward step on the Dortmund negotiations for Sancho, or it's a standing still maybe. Man United also have contacted the player's agent. This is talking about Dembele here, putting so much effort to convince the player who has already refused a chance to sign Liverpool on loan in June. Breaking news, Adam. Give me your thoughts.
Initial thoughts. I think United are again posturing with Dortmund. I think we're getting our alternatives sorted, rightly so. And I think to get Dembele on loan would be a better move than to permanently buy him right now.
Definitely.
Got to be a loan move for him.
I think, like you guys spoke to Buhafsi, and Buhafsi says Dembele wants to stay at Barcelona, and I think that kind of reiterates that he refused to move to Liverpool. He doesn't want to be deemed a fake at Barcelona. Not a fake, but a failure at Barcelona, and therefore he doesn't want to leave there. But with the Euros coming up next year, he might think, if Barcelona don't want me, maybe it's best for me to move. Barcelona, though, I don't think they take a loan. They're looking to sell him. They want to buy Memphis Depay. They've got a sell to buy. Maybe they do that. I just think if we make this deal, it won't be until the 5th or the 4th of October. I don't think we go for that. I think we're making sure that's there and still trying to deal with this.
What are you thinking?
I mean, I can't change my opinion from 5 minutes ago. Now I might get him. I really like him. Listen, I've got a lot of concerns about this. I've not been impressed when I've seen him. He's got injury issues. Okay, it's a low move, so that kind of makes sense. And he is young, so hopefully will improve. But he's not a player that I'm massively excited about. And I hope I'm proven wrong if we do get him. I do. I hope he's a massive success and scores loads of goals. I really do.
Seasons ago, we'd all be as buzzing as we are with Sancho.
Yeah, 100%.
I think.
He's had a pretty poor 2 seasons, hasn't he? He's hardly played them when he has. He's not been that impressive. I mean, wasn't he on the bench for when he got knocked out of the Champions League? Wasn't it like
he came on.
He came on. Like, was it Griezmann as well? And Coutinho was scoring against him. I mean, it just sort of epitomised how poor.
Oh, this season I thought you meant when Liverpool.
No, I remember he came on that one.
Yeah,
but
okay,
I think this season they had like all these massive signings who either playing against them and scoring or coming off the bench, and it just showed how poor their sort of transfer policy has been because they've just sort of overpaid for players or bought players they didn't really need. United going through here.
Garlo and McTominay 1-2. He was unfortunate, but then was cut out by, I think it was, that wasn't Dunk, was it? Ben White? Burns?
It's interesting that the point there by Romano where he says United have contacted his agent, Dembele's agent, putting so much effort to convince the player who's already refused a loan move to Liverpool this season. Do you think he might just refuse to move to United, or do you think the positioning of Salah in the team and in the squad there at Liverpool being pretty much their
I think
talisman?
he genuinely wants to stay, bruv. I think there's a willingness from him to stay and not be proven a failure at Barcelona. And I think he can also see that there's something not something happening at Barcelona, but there's a lot of change happening at Barcelona. So there's an opportunity.
He could be the star man.
Yeah, for someone to step up and say, I can help Messi, regain this or whatever. So I think it's him. I think it's down to not United trying to convince him. Barcelona maybe saying, you've got to go, mate.
And everyone get involved in the comments as well. Let us know what you think about that breaking news that talks with Dembele have opened. So are you up for that? Have you changed your opinion now?
I'll take him if we didn't get Sancho.
You see him in the United shirt. He does a few skills because he's a very talented player.
He's exciting.
He's an exciting player. Yeah. Both feet as well. Him and Mason, the most 2-footed right side in football.
Yes, Diogo!
He's lost the
see
ball.
That headed slide tackle?
Yeah, but is that a Phil Jones special?
Oh,
handball.
Brighton with a bit of the ball on the edge of the box. But they're not done much of the Brighton. Not much of the ball. They might go to VAR, that one.
There is no VAR in the League Cup.
Oh, good lad. Do you know Van der Beek? I just noticed in them as he was on the ball. He's got. Do you know like how Juan Mata does that thing where he's like always on his tiptoes all the time?
Yeah.
The way he runs and the way he sort of like dribbles with the ball, he's on his tiptoes. Van der Beek has a very similar sort of tiptoey kind of lot of touches of the ball action. It reminds me of Mata. Who are?
Ballers move.
Do you think?
Is that how you move?
And they just.
Who else moves like that?
half turns on the shoulder.
You tiptoe like
Little
you,
looks.
You're like
I look like I'm tiptoeing, but I'm running full speed.
Fred Flintstone playing bowling, you aren't you? That's you. Going from the shower to the bedroom. That's
Hey.
my favourite run, that. Ollie, don't look. That's what I shout.
Shower to the bedroom.
He always looks. And I go, you cheeky bugger. I say that to her. Still 0-0, obviously. Not much really in terms of chances. United sort of made a quarter of a opportunity. We had a
We've had
sniff,
more
didn't
of
we?
the possession without
A little
really
snifter.
doing anything.
Yeah.
Goal
Not
of
much
a
has
snifter.
happened. A snifter's like a little sippy, a little drinky, isn't it?
Is it?
I think.
Yeah.
I'd have
It
to
is.
ask Jay.
Listen, I'm on Pepsi Max Cherry.
Now.
Oof, reeks
Do you
of
remember them
vodka,
ways?
that.
Do you ever do that on your ways where you used to have dark rum in your bottles
My
of
dad
Coke?
just brings a
So you get
metal
away with it.
flask like he's in the 50s in his
Yeah,
pocket.
that's what I do.
Or
he'll
old
go-
school, the
He'll go,
oranges.
yeah. And it's just straight whiskey.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, my mouth's burning
Do you know
off.
them little bottles of wine you can get? Take the flask in the pocket, little bottle of wine between the upper thighs, right in there. They'll never find it. And if it's red wine, it doesn't matter if it's room temperature. That's what I say. Little bottle of wine between the legs.
I don't drink wine.
Why don't you drink? Yeah, but you got to take a little bottle in, haven't you? You can't get something that size in. Otherwise,
I can't smuggle anything in. I'll get rugby tackled by about 50 police officers.
you're in a cage before you know what's going on. Something with the words
Brown man beard, he must have a-
detention centre, something. Oh, that thing they were talking about the other day or yesterday. Priti Patel wanting to have a little.
Oh, Ascension Island or whatever it was.
Send a dad to Ascension Island, a slag.
Okay, should have brought that up.
Cal, can we get some comments up, mate?
Clip that for Facebook, please.
Yeah. Can I? Can I get a Heineken, please? if someone's
Graham
got
Potter's
a chance
chewing
to
his
go
pen
through
there. I'd loved him to take it away and he'd have loads of ink in
Oh
his mouth.
shit! like a downtrodden
You know what the
supply
worst was?
teacher.
You know when you put a bic in your pocket and you get the ink?
See what everyone's saying about
Yeah.
Dembele.
Yeah, let's see what the fan reaction
He's
to
just
Dembele
come in.
is.
Where's he going?
He's going to move his car, I think.
Is that on our time now?
Do you know what? I forgot to move mine. Just reminded me.
Oh no! Shaz left him. I forgot about that.
God, Sid, I'm going to do that half time. Baggers, you can just jump in here.
Is it time up now?
Yeah, but it's in a car park. And I was meant to move it onto the street because
Time's up,
it
mate.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's very interesting stuff, that, isn't it?
no.
Something to talk about, I reckon. The Carabao Cup we've just spoken about.
I see you've got your phone over there, Joe.
Yeah.
One rule for one.
Well, we're waiting for comments to come on the screen.
Waiting for
That's why
comments, that's why.
he's had to get his phone out.
I was banned from having my phone today, guys.
What? No, but the Dembele comments, I've been reading them on my phone.
Nick
Are you both
and
on phones, yeah?
It could have gone on there.
with a £5 super chat. 4
They
days.
just didn't because you couldn't be bothered. Honestly.
4 days
Thanks,
into
mate.
4 days into self-isolation, and Paddock is one of the few things getting me through. Cheers, lads. Up the Paddock. Cheers, Nick.
Up the Nick and. Well, not up him, but
Near him.
in him. I mean,
Certainly near him.
cheer him.
Yeah, cheer the lad.
Now, thank you, Nick. We appreciate your support, brother.
Um,
Get well soon. Or you may be already well, but you just have to self-isolate because some knob came near you.
Jesus, that sounded personal.
You might have to go to Ascension Island with all the other brownies.
Yeah, you know that's going to be like, we'll be the first on that one, mate.
The Carabao Cup has come in for some criticism in recent years. Do you think it should be scrapped and replaced with some sort of under-21 league or tournament?
I don't know, right? The problem is, it's seen a bit of a farce last night when it's like they're already through to the quarters. You think, really? Already?
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, do you know what I mean? And like, with everything that's going on, and you think, like, are these games really necessary? Well,
Yeah.
Should we
You like
should we
it?
use it? Should it be as an under-21 tournament? I know you that. It's sort of.
I feel like they should have put a couple rounds of the League Cup
Yeah.
before the league started. Because then we could have used it like pre-season.
Almost like sort of not qualifiers, but how they have the Champions League ones.
No, not have extra rounds,
Right,
but just a block
Just
or a
bring it
week where you
forward.
put 3 rounds.
right.
So then a lot of teams don't give a fuck about it. You can just use it as
Yeah.
pre-season. Some of you do. You can go all out for it. You
Yeah.
know, various different things.
Although, do you think what that would do is just make the pre-season short for the teams that care about the tournament?
Our second game of the season was a Premier League game. Normally, like last year, how many games did we go to before United played a league game?
Our second game of the season was a League Cup
including
game.
pre-season. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
So
yeah.
like we played Villa, we played
yeah.
Palace.
Yeah.
Last year we played Perth, Leeds,
Inter Milan.
Milan.
Someone else in
Someone in
Wales.
Singapore.
Someone in China.
Someone in Wales.
Yeah.
Like someone in Ireland, Norway. We went everywhere.
Yeah, we did. Max Oakland, if we get Dembele, we'll still need to spend the Sancho money on another first teamer.
No.
Surely
they ain't spending
can't
that.
think they'll get away
They'll
with the lack
keep the
of
Sancho
investment.
money, allow it to gain interest, and then they'll use that
To finish the debt.
Finally get the deal done.
Yeah, but what interest do you get
To
these
pay
days?
themselves a nice dividend.
I've got a current account.
We've
It's
not had
got
one for a week.
0.01% interest on it. What even on 120 million, you're still
Yeah.
getting about 80 quid in a year.
United don't have.
What are they
the
gonna
same
What
back-
are they gonna buy?
Here we
Oh,
go,
look
here we
at
go.
that, Igalo! No, it was a tight angle, that. It wasn't quite open goal. Let's have a look here.
Unlucky. Igalo almost scored. Great pass from Brandon Williams
I wore
there.
my Nigeria shirt for luck.
Great pass for Brandon Williams. Igalo rounds the
The defender
goalkeeper.
probably would have cleared it.
I don't think it's that much of an open
Nah,
goal.
it wasn't.
I
It
think
wasn't.
it's slightly wide.
It wasn't an open.
He should have got it on target.
It wasn't an open. net.
Should have got it on target.
Should have got it on target.
No,
It wasn't
no
an
arguing that.
open. Maybe a little dink.
Oh, little cheeky.
He's on his left foot though. He looked
Martial
slightly
did.
uncomfortable with it, didn't he?
Dinked it, mate.
Yeah, Martial would have done. Martial would have chipped it first time.
Yeah.
Might well have done. We've seen it from him. Is that? Oh, is it Van der Beek who pushing up there? I'm
on,
confusing him with
Frederick.
Brandon. When's the last time United had four blonde players playing in one game?
Four blonde players.
Four
playing-
non-blondes.
Four blonde players playing in one game.
Yeah, we've got Van der Beek, we've got Brandon Williams, we've got Dean Henderson. If you want to call him blonde, is he blonde? Not quite.
It's a stretch.
Yeah, he does look proper Aryan, Dean Anderson.
Really?
Yeah, he does look a bit.
Yeah.
All right.
And there's another one.
I wouldn't have said he was blonde.
Not that he is one.
Lindelof,
I'm saying.
arguably blonde. Nah, he's not blonde, is he? But Lindelof ain't blonde.
Swedish. They're all blonde, isn't it?
They are, yeah.
Apparently,
And Scott
allegedly.
McTominay as well.
It's what porn tells you. Not that
Is
I
it?
watch I watch Porn Stars, the show where they sell stuff to each other.
Yeah.
You watch that?
Chumley.
Yeah, Chumley's class, isn't
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's
he?
blood
Sells
pressure.
clothes and stuff now.
Does he?
I think he's let the fame get to his head. But
Yeah.
if you want to buy any t-shirts from me, I got some coming.
Fred on the ball to McTominay. That's
Great pass, McTominay.
There's not much going on with that one, was there? Yeah, the Dembele thing does worry me a little bit. It don't excite me. It just doesn't
It
excite
seems
me.
like
as
the
a-
sort of
as a-
signing that's, oh look, we've got this young player in who's dead excited, who's worth a lot of money. Isn't it great? And you think, is that what we wanted?
Yeah, I'm never.
I'm
quite
one
sure.
of these people as well that, like, if I want this particular thing and now I can't have it, I don't want fucking anything else. Then.
Yeah,
I want that. I don't want anything else. Then. Fuck
you want
myself.
Sancho, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's how, like, how you just childish though, isn't it?
It is
It's
a
like
bit.
cutting off your nose, spite face, whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah, cutting
Like,
off your nose,
it's
spite
like-
your face.
Moaning about signing Dembele because
cutting
we
off
didn't
your-
get Sancho. It's like,
Knob to spite your bollocks.
yeah.
Is it cutting off your knob to spite your bollocks? Is that how you guys see it? Get involved in the comments. Let us know whether you agree with Joe's analogy.
It is. It's the same. It's exactly the
I'm
same
just going to
thing.
pretend to be on my
Cal, is there any more you can bring up?
What is that? A card holder.
So basically, when you get your season ticket from Old Trafford, all they fucking give you these days is these. I've been collecting yearbooks all my life, yeah. Had my yearbook from like 93 all the way through to like 2013 when Fergie left. Then they just stopped giving us them. What a bunch of
The
pricks.
yearbooks were so good.
Yeah.
You used to get them as a member as well, not just. You didn't even need to.
But yeah,
do
this
a
is
season
what I
ticket.
get when now, but I haven't got a phone, so I just pretend.
A shame, innit? I reckon for next week you're gonna have a little like Palm Pilot in there, or one of those tiny little phones, a Nokia
I'll have a
3830, 6150 or something. Diogo Dalot,
What was your
couple of
first ever
step
phone, Joe?
overs.
Have we
First
had
ever
this
phone.
conversation before?
Oh, it was like one of them Motorola ones where it's a green and black screen. My first ever proper phone was a Motorola Rocker,
Oh, unlucky.
which was the first ever phone to feature iTunes. Which this was long before Apple's endeavours into the cellular market. Adam, I hope you understand that.
My first ever phone was a 702. Nokia one, 702.
Nokia 702.
702.
What's that?
I can't
Use your wallet and tell us what it was.
Nokia
Beep boop
702.
beep boop boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep beep. What was your first ever phone?
Mine was like a
rotary.
Yeah, mine was like
them.
one of
Hello.
Hang on, it's an emergency.
Operator,
Quick, ring
operator,
999.
who's there? You had to do that, didn't you? Ring the operator first. Put me through to the president.
So it
That's what
was.
you used to say every morning.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Eyeball?
You're one of them. Your first ever phone, honestly though, what? Payphone? Like it was a
It was a pager, actually.
Was it?
I had a pager.
Who are you?
I had a
Someone
pager.
from ER?
Yeah.
Pager. Grey's Anatomy over
I'm
here.
at the car park, yeah?
A pager.
Come and meet me. You know how to page? You had a page.
Yeah.
What was
I
a
had a beeper.
pager? Somewhere
Yeah.
between like a text message
Again,
and a
a beeper,
Tamagotchi.
having a beeper for me was one of the small advantages of coming from a broken home.
Yeah.
My dad needed to chat to me.
So when he page you to
Yeah,
get
I
him
have to
to
go to
ring
the
you.
phone.
Yeah, you get the phone box, innit? You have to get the message. You go to the phone box.
So what is a
Literally a
pager?
Have you never
one-way
heard of
message.
it? You-
Is
yeah.
it?
You can text
So it's like
me.
a fax, but it doesn't get printed out.
But you used to,
yeah,
you used
it's a
to
fax.
ring like
A
the woman on the
fax,
operator, wouldn't
yeah.
you? Say like, tell Macca to phone Jay.
Pocket fax.
Tell my dad, pick me up at 7.
Yeah. You'd have to
And then
wait.
they'd probably spell it wrong to them or tell them wrong because they don't recognise your accent. Shit, man.
You have to go and wait near the phone box for them to call back.
Yeah.
Have you lived in the era when phone boxes were
Yeah, I used
Yeah.
to
Big.
go. I remember once, I've got this vivid story here,
Go on.
where my auntie sent me to phone a taxi here.
Yeah.
And there were times when you'd send me to make phone calls and that, and I'm just going to spend that money on what I
You
want to
were
spend it
a
on.
problem child.
But this one time, I actually genuinely phoned the taxi here.
Right, okay.
Taxi never turned up, bro.
That old chestnut.
They all accused
Yeah.
me, yeah. I've spent, bro, I've never been
Come
so
on, mate.
fuming
Do you
in
want to know
my life.
something?
I'm going to clear my name up today.
Adam, I don't believe you.
I
I
don't
think
either.
I think in the intervening years you have
Changed the story.
driven home that story so much that I promise I did do it. I promise. I don't think you did.
I genuinely
I think you
thought-
believe
yeah.
you
No, I
did.
genuinely
I
thought-
believe that you
Bro,
believe you did. I just don't think
I
you
was
did.
listen, I was happy to rob stuff when I was a kid. I'm telling you, I didn't need that money. I
Little
genuinely.
She
Robson
sent you
Carner.
to ring that taxi. She
Robson
needed picking
And I
up,
phoned it, it was
and you
10
took that. You put that money towards drugs.
Yeah. And
Mojo.
buy drugs. And buy drugs.
Blackjacks.
I mean, I was going to say fruit.
Apple Jacks.
What's it called?
Sat in
Fruit
that phone
what?
box, munching them, and then went back, stinking of fruit salad, saying, "Oh, I rang it. Don't know why it's not turned up."
No taxi here, and you smell like Pink Panther wafers. What's going on? Nothing.
I rang it. I swear.
I rang them. They said they were on the way.
That was when like I used to drink Coca-Cola like it was nothing, and it used to like 20 pence a can.
One of them where you took a big 3-litre bottle into
Phone
school.
call.
Them two 2-litre bottles
I used to
sellotaped
fill
together
a
from the
sports
shit
bottle
shop.
with Coke, like a dickhead, it would fizz up and just pop. It would all spray.
Every single day. Miss, my bags, my books are all wet.
Homework's wet, miss.
Homework's gone again, miss.
Did you just have a homework diary?
Yeah, of course. Homework diary.
Did you used to get your dad and mum to
reading
fill them out?
diary, yeah.
I
I
don't know.
done it! Proper showing them that.
I
I
used to have my
swear.
school reports as well. My mum was really lenient, so my school reports would go to her. She'd just be like, I'll tell your dad, and then she wouldn't tell my dad. And then my dad got the school to send them directly to him.
Did he
Yeah,
kick off?
That was best.
Geo, game over that,
Oh,
innit?
yeah. Mine was the other way around. My mum, like my dad weren't bothered, but my mum, I remember coming home from like school, parents nearly crying once, and my dad just going, "You better come downstairs."
What,
My
you
dad
didn't
my dad
didn't
act
have...
pretend, like pretend he was bothered, but he weren't bothered about crazy
shit.
stuff. He just like, "Oh yeah, listen to your teachers, son." Yeah.
Did you not have to go to parents' evening with your parents?
No,
Nah.
they
But
went
then,
and
like-
then came back, and then like
then,
I
like,
remember
oh,
my
yeah.
mum was, and like that was like what 30 years ago. She
Occasionally
still
I'd
reminds me about it.
I'll be honest, my parents' evenings were disasters every time.
Were
Tears
they?
at the table, faces.
You had to sit there for
Why
that?
did you
That's
fart in
harsh.
her glasses case? That
I was
sort
all
of
right in
shit.
secondary school because my worst thing was he don't concentrate, but he's clever. Gets the results, but he don't concentrate.
Mine was like
In
that.
school, I was a wild card. Like in year 2, 3, my mum had to go see the teacher after every
On
day.
that key stage 1
After
shit.
every day, and like,
I know how it is,
how has he
mate.
been today?
On that key stage 1 shit.
Until yet. I think we might have once. No, I'm not going to say that.
Aaron Quinn with the super chat. Thank you very much, Aaron. He says, "Happy lunchtime from Canada, lads. I'm only catching snippets of the game.
Canada.
Who's impressed you so far?"
I think Brandon Williams has done alright.
Brandon's looked alright. Not Matters looked good on the ball. We look a bit better than we did in the league match, to be honest. But
We've genuinely not been watching much.
no, unfortunately not. But yeah, happy lunchtime.
Happy lunchtime in Canada.
Yeah,
Blame
Aaron Quinn.
Canada.
I ordered some maple syrup from Canada the other day.
Did
Has
you?
anyone watched the Dirty Money maple syrup thing?
No.
You've not.
No.
Maple
have
syrup's
ages
like
ago.
gold in Canada.
Yeah.
It basically.
Oh,
is-
great save.
It basically is
And well
there.
done there, Brighton. There, you
It's
got to
like,
be careful.
you know,
Them
we
long
got
range
gold
shots.
bullion in our bank somewhere.
Yeah.
That's how maple syrup is there, and you can't just.
You're
grow
telling me
maple
the
syrup.
currency of of Canada
not
is
the-
backed up by maple syrup.
Yeah.
They're full Knox, basically.
Like
It's full
they
of
have a
maple
rate of,
syrup.
It's like oil. You get me? Like they have barrels of it in this place in Canada.
Like a
government-
warehouse.
Government don't let just random man make maple syrup.
No, it's not like you can't just be like a household just tapping
Yeah.
a few trees. Do you know how they make it, by the way? So
No.
they put big taps into trees. So they put them in
And
like
count
that, and then there's
But I get a feeling here, you two both taking
No,
the piss
here's
out
what
of
it
me.
is.
You
Ma-
with the fucking,
right,
it's
so
like
here's
gold
what it is.
bullion.
Maple
And you like
trees.
the,
It's
the,
like
the
gold bullion.
sticking taps
Get
in the
your
trees.
comments in if
Here
you've
we
seen
go.
dirty
Here.
You
ones.
two are like winking at each other.
The
on
maple
walking.
syrup ice. Go on.
Here is how maple syrup is. Let's face it, harvested.
So let's say you put 2 taps in, John.
Yeah, so what you do is you put it's like a corkscrew turn into a tree
Right.
with a hollow tube in it.
Yeah.
Underneath that they put a bucket and they'll do 3 or 4 on any tree at a given
Right.
time. Over a few days, what comes out is maple water.
Right.
Falls into the buckets.
Yeah.
From then they have to boil the maple water till it's concentrated to 10 times concentrate, and that's where you get that sticky, lovely maple syrup from. But there's literally forests full of maple trees in Canada with taps and buckets hanging off them.
Yeah.
If that is true.
If
Yeah.
that's
If
not
you
true,
grow your
that's the
own
most
maple
elaborate
trees-
lie.
If you grow your
I've
own
ever
maple
heard in my
trees,
life.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you make that shit in your garden, the government wants some of that.
Really?
Every barrel you make, every bucket you make, they want a quarter of
Yeah, it's
that.
like trying to make your own fags or something in England. Imagine it's like, I'm growing tobacco, making my own fags.
For those that aren't from England, fags is cigarettes.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
What's he saying?
Oh, Akshay Mackin Curve.
I'll read it because you're racist.
Akshay Mackin
His name's
Curve.
Akshay McInver.
It's Mackin Curve. Read a
Mavin
book
Curve.
for once,
Mavin
nerd. With Bayern Munich winning against Dortmund today, Dortmund are feeling the loss of Sancho's presence, who of course wasn't available due to some sort of respiratory problem. Probably reduces the 5% chance to 2% because now they want to hold on to him because he's
See my
he's
Zinger
so
over
good.
tweet?
No, Zinger
It
Tower
was
box.
because he
no?
was holding his breath waiting for United.
Nice.
Is that good?
Yeah, also just so no one thinks at home that you can catch respiratory infections from holding your breath. I think that's a misnomer on
You don't
everyone's
catch
part.
a respiratory illness, you just stop breathing.
Right, that's not also not
So
true.
it solves all of them.
Also not true, that one.
So if you hold your breath, you don't stop breathing.
Yeah,
How- how is that not?
Right, come on then. Let's get into
How
this.
is it not true? What I said was, if you hold your breath, you stop breathing. You said no, that's not true.
Okay, or what you're doing there is giving me the second 2/3 of the sentence. The first portion of the sentence, which is what invalidates the rest of it, was you don't catch respiratory illness, which is false. Can I get Heineken, please? Thank you. Good night. I wasn't disagreeing with the second portion. I was disagreeing with the first portion.
Oh, portions now, is it?
Yeah, it's portions. Of course it is.
How convenient.
Alex.
They're not your slaves, Joe.
please.
They're not your disciples. Jeez, oh, well, he is.
I'm alright then, actually. Thank you. I won't drink it anyway. Being Mardy now. Being Mardy. How you doing, Jay? What are your thoughts on the game so far?
No, when your mom asks you to go make her a cup of tea.
No,
you
no.
don't do it straight. Ah, that's all right. Don't worry.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
I know
wanna-
that feeling.
I know. I don't want to do it if I'm being treated like some whip cracker.
You are a cracker.
Of the whip,
Acting like I'm bossing people about.
I hasten to add there.
Don't do that when
Hey.
you sat next to me and Jay.
Could I have a drink, please? Is all I asked. Thank you very much, Alex. I very much appreciate it. And I know
Next
it's not
time,
your
Alex,
job,
a bit
but
more
I'm
snappier, yeah?
grateful that you did it. Thank
Come
you.
on.
Come on now.
Warm that. Put that in fridge. I'm joking. It's cold. It's straight out of the fridge.
Pass us the minstrels.
I'm joking. Would you like a minstrel,
Yeah,
Jay?
come on.
Do you want to repeat what you called Jay earlier? Joe.
It's-
Play
Guys, get involved in the
Diogo.
comments. Let us know what you think of the game
Play
so
Diogo,
far. A bit
lad.
boring, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
I've been keeping half an eye on it, and it's very even. It is.
More great analysis coming soon. Cheers, Jeff.
Like if I look up once, I see Brighton with the ball. If I look up in 5 seconds, United will have it. If I look up again, then Brighton will have it, and if I look up again, United will have it. So to me, that's even, right?
Yeah, that's. I mean, there's no other way of deciding
That's
how.
how Chris Camera watches his games.
Yeah, over his shoulder like that. Is it? One of them ones. How good? I mean, I know we can't say it, but it must be great for Chris Kamara that literally his job expected of him is to get his job wrong. Yeah. Like all he has to do is not really watch the match, have a bit of a laugh, get it wrong, get people's name wrong, get the score wrong. That's ace.
Or what if
Sit there on your phone.
he's really one of the most intelligent people in the world, and it's all just an elaborate act? I'll answer this one.
Speaking of elaborate acts,
I'll answer this one.
Darth Watson is
Darth
asking a
Watson says,
question.
why does McCullough keep on calling Joe racist? Joe is not a racist. What I like to do, though, is make Joe sweat. And because of this PC world that we live in these days,
we're in the world.
PC world.
Thank you.
Because of the world that we're living in these days, One way to make a man sweat is call him racist.
Another way is to put him
And
in
sometimes
a
when Joe
Spain
says things
tracksuit.
that are about, I don't know, about something that is brown or black, we'll pretend what he's just said is racist to see him panic. And he panics quite a lot when you do that. So all I'm doing it is for is a reaction from Joe. If I really thought he was racist, I wouldn't be sat here with him.
Thank you very much for clearing that up, Adam. Very well put.
Oh, see that? See
That was pandemic related.
Racism is a pandemic, don't you know, Joe?
Absolutely not.
And there is an example of
yes,
that witty banter
it
that
is.
we share.
Yeah, it's
Just
so
right
witty.
there.
So witty, so banter. Just one of them funny little fun jokes, isn't it? Fun jokes. Such a fun
That
fun
could end your
joke.
career.
It's so awkward.
Yeah,
Hey,
It is.
listen, you can't get cancelled. You own this shit.
that's not really the motto that I want to be attributing
Say what
to
you
my
want,
name,
Joe. We
to be
don't
honest.
mind. You'll be all right.
Yeah, I did not
Hey.
say those words.
Do you know what I mean?
You can't get cancelled, you own this shit. Imagine someone saying that about themselves. Oh dear.
Rupert Murdoch says
Yeah, the Weinstein Productions. For fuck's sake.
No one's sacking me.
Excuse.
Yeah, I'm not getting sacked. See the
I
name of
am.
the company.
Yeah.
Do what I want.
What do you mean they're taking the letters off the front of the building? What do you
Police-
mean?
The police are here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Frederick.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a just both teams playing the second team kind of game so far, hasn't it? No, not too much quality, not too many chances. A lot of stuff like that. We've just seen an overhit
It's like we
pass
see
there.
Fred there. Like we built up a little bit of play. Fred had a great chance to thread a through ball. Excuse the pun, and he flopped it. There, Brighton on the break. They get an overlap on the right. 3-man, try and switch play, overhit pass. It's kind of play. Do you think that's down to a lot of these players not having a pre-season, sloppiness?
That's got to play a part in it at some point, hasn't it? And we've seen this trend. I know that we're 3 games in, so it may be too early to be looking for correlation or you know the idea that all the teams who went late in the Champions League are now playing badly. If we could switch camera, please, Cam.
Jesus,
It's too early. It's too early
I mean, it's only your
to
job, Cam, you know what I mean? Like,
to say that
You
every
can
team. That,
multitask.
it's too early to say that every
a man
team.
of your talents. My God.
It's too early to say that every team that went late is crap, and that's their excuse or fine. It's ridiculous. The right honourable gentleman ought to switch camera. But I think it definitely looks as though most of the teams that played late look a bit shit. So there's got to be a reason for that. What do you think?
I'm crying. You know, I genuinely don't know there's a game of football on telly.
It's 0-0 still, I think.
Just want to get just remember to look up. Look like Brighton's got the ball now. When I look up in 5 seconds, United will have it.
Do a microphone. What did you do then?
Do some super gay shit.
Super cool stuff. What do you think, Jay, in terms of us coming back from Europe? It's been much talked about, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were knackered, weren't we, towards the end of the season. I said the Europa was a proper sort of disappointment in terms of the performance. You see, games are caught up with us, and we've not really got over from that yet. You saw glimpses against Brighton, but on the whole, a great performance. And you know, I know a lot of the players that are playing tonight haven't played as much football.
Brandon.
This is Brandon Williams going down the wing here.
Unlucky lad. Committed a
Has he
foul.
is he committed a foul or has he got a free kick?
Neither.
He never got,
Neither.
he
Oh,
was-
nothing.
He never got
Nothing.
fouled.
Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of an excuse though. If there's one available for us, I'll take it. If we're playing poorly.
Isn't it weird that like AmEx sponsors this whole stadium, but I don't think like you couldn't buy a hot dog with an AmEx here.
Do you think?
No, you couldn't. You can't use.
Surely,
Not everywhere,
in
is
that
it?
stadium
got
of
an
all
Amex?
stadium.
Nah.
Can we say American Express as well?
Or
Stop
Amex.
saying it, Amex.
Yeah,
Amex.
Amex.
Victoria.
Well, no one says America for starters,
Amex
do
sounds
they?
like sort of thing my grandma would say. Amex. He's got one of them Amex cards. Hey,
Flexible
always fancy
friend.
him. Keep hold of him.
But he hits me, man.
Don't worry.
He hits you with a bloody platinum Amex. That's what he hits you with.
Have you ever seen the
He'll
Royal
be,
Family?
he'll be hitting you with an access bill at your bloody ears.
When she says that, he moves to Leeds, married a joiner. Used to knock her about a bit, but the home was lovely. That's my favourite line in that entire programme. That's so funny. Sorry.
Unless of the royal family.
We do not find any of the
No, I do
topics
not condone.
spoken to about their humours in any way.
No.
That doesn't need to be said. Colin says.
Remember the last comment we read out? Speaking of doesn't need to be said, is Joe a racist? Was the last comment we read out?
Yeah, but I feel like we don't know how many of those comments there were. It could have been one of
true.
20.
Yeah, true.
So it's best to deal with it there and then.
Yeah.
Stop it in its tracks.
I like to think that comment was in the minority.
Colin Halliwell asks, wonder if he's married to Jerry. Asks, can we talk about Romero?
Because that's how it works.
He took her surname, did he? Go power. Can we talk about Romero? Because you used to
Let's
be
talk
my
about
Romero. He's gonna go, isn't he? He's not even getting. He's not even on the bench.
Is he though? Is he bothered?
No, he's not bothered.
He's 30, what?
He hasn't been bothered for 3
33, and he's getting a wedge.
Being a third choice goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's
I used to think
Probably
Lee
fourth
Grant had
choice.
the best job in the world. Then Romero came along.
the Romero.
Now he's the third choice goalkeeper and he's on probably close to 5 times what Lee Grant's on. What do you think Lee Grant is earning at Manchester
Lee
United?
Grant's on 30 grand.
Yeah, it's not silly money, is it?
Oh,
Well,
no.
it is.
No, it's not.
No, not
That's
compared.
like-
That is
think
the
about it.
lowest paid player at the club, though.
But he came from Stoke, where that probably would have been the highest paid player.
£1.5 million a year to literally play one game in his
To
career.
literally be me.
Yeah, but if you come to United, you're always
Except he
going to
gets
get
to go on the
at
coach,
least that, aren't you?
The flights,
The piss.
the piss.
Do you remember when
He
he
gets
came?
to go to the training
Do you
room.
remember when he came on against Derby, and he used to play for Derby, and it was like it's written. This is his chance.
I can't even remember him coming on
when he
against
not when he not they got knocked us out on penalties.
I genuinely,
Do you remember
apart
that?
from pre-season, cannot remember him playing for us.
He played against Derby. Right? He came on. Romero got injured, I think, or sent off. I can't remember. I think he was injured. He came on. He went to penalties. Phil Jones missed, and Derby won. Right. This is how bad it was. I remember my missus took my eldest, and I met him after the game, and my eldest was crying. I went, "What's wrong?" He's like, "She's crying because we lost." I was like, "Get a grit. You're 23." I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot."
She got a
It was
fan
so-
cam damn.
Shaggy Rock, where's Mackie when I need him? Come here. Stop. Don't stop crying. Keep crying. Keep crying.
Pitch her arm.
Yeah. Look what you've done, Jose.
Oh, God. You're not allowed to joke about things like that, you know.
What?
Remember when Peaky made that guy cry?
Oh,
And the
don't,
Gaz
mate.
joked
Don't.
about it.
Honestly, that was genuinely the worst thing that's happened to
We
this
lost
channel.
like 3,000 subs after that.
People were losing their mind because we were taking the piss out of Peaky for more or less going, "Come on, let it all out.
Keep crying.
Keep crying, son. Come on." But people were like, "You shouldn't be taking the mick out of an old man." We weren't. But let's
We
not
were.
go there.
You shouldn't cry.
I mean, it was a bit mad to be crying at a 1-1 draw.
Oh, so you were
at
taking the
Southampton.
piss out
Yeah,
of him.
No,
well,
but
yeah.
we weren't.
No, Gaz wasn't. I was at home. I went on the video though, was I?
Yeah. Wasn't even our video. Wasn't even my joke.
Henderson then? Speaking of goalkeepers, Henderson's played
Nicely
a game
done.
and a half.
Did we talk about Romero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
Easy story in football.
Extensively.
Yeah, he
Do you
should
think
go.
he'll leave, yes or no?
He should go, yeah.
Will he leave, though?
Yeah.
Will he?
No.
On loan. Will he?
I think will he? He will.
Willy-nilly.
I think he's going to go. Brighton on the ball. It's been a pretty dull game so
Yes,
far, isn't
wow.
it? One Matt putting a tackle in. Fred.
He's got a penalty shootout.
I know.
No draw written all over.
It has, isn't it?
If it's no, do we sack off everything?
Just turn the telly off. Throw a brick at the telly rather than watching penalty shootout.
No fan cam, no nothing. Just dash a brick at it.
Have it. Yeah, I don't know.
I was watching Premier League years the other day.
What year was it?
I think it was one of the ones where we didn't win the league. Chelsea won the league, so 05. And Middlesbrough. Remember when the fella ran up to the dugout with his season ticket and threw it at the dugout?
Vaguely, yeah. When was
funny.
that?
Like that came as that season. It was funny as
I bet when he
fuck.
got him, he was like, "Oh, for fuck's! I wonder if they'll give me that back. If I bring him up now. What you've done?
So
What?
you've lost it.
You've done what?
I've lost my season.
It was a joke. I didn't mean to let go of it.
Someone did that,
City
didn't they? One of the
lost
fan
it.
cams for one of them
But
down
rip the
south.
season ticket up.
Like, through it, do you remember?
Love that.
Oh yeah. Well, you know which lat it was.
Yeah, but
No,
it was
he
all,
threw it in the air back.
and was
But
like,
everyone was like,
Everyone from
let's
Casablanca
get-
ran over there.
Let's get sticky
Season
with
ticket
Mickey
to Arsenal
on
like
Matilda.
£2,000.
I know.
It was
And
like first game of the season.
And he was funny enough, he's on a fan cam next week, so he obviously got his fucking season ticket back. Carried on going.
Lost it.
I reckon he had his mate. Oh, that's all I'm gonna do on this video.
Yeah, like
Swap this for
throwing
her.
the bouquet at a wedding.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it to you, I promise.
Are you gonna stand?
This is yours.
I'll be on your left shoulder.
I need this. I'm next. Have you ever caught a bouquet at a wedding?
I've always wanted
I've
to
never
just
tried
piss
to.
off. You know the bird that really, the
Yeah.
lady that really wants it. Just piss them off.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do it.
Here's what you need to do. Throw it up in the air. Just run it like that. Big fucking header. Head it back to the bride. Just burst on your head. Flowers everywhere. So, that's what I'd do. I'd love to do that. Head a bouquet back to a bride. Love that. Do you like weddings?
Well, I like them when you're not too involved. Because then you can just get pissed,
when
get
you're not-
There's a
twisted,
man
yeah,
who's
when
got
you're
one
not-
planned.
get pissed, get twisted, just go on a mad one.
When you're not the best man.
Or like when
Basically.
you're not,
Getting married.
or you don't, it's not your mate's wedding.
Yeah.
And you have to worry about who's there because they know you. You can just go all out.
It's worse though. Have you ever been to a wedding where it's your missus' mates?
Nah.
Oh, that's horrible.
I
No,
don't-
no
I don't
offense,
let-
no
I don't
offense
let
to
my
my missus'
missus out.
mates. But no, because you don't know anyone. And it's like you're getting introduced to all these people and you're like, oh, congratulations.
He likes football.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
You two should talk to each other.
We went to one once. We went to the night do, and the bride was in there was at a hotel, and the bride was in a hotel room crying because the groom had got stoned.
Yes!
I didn't even meet her.
Fucking that marriage is destined to last.
Crying.
Yeah.
How
He's stoned.
stoned
How do you
was
think
it?
he's put up with her shit up until the wedding day? She's
He was
crying.
Stoned and
while he
walking
smokes
down
one.
the aisle stinking of weed.
Oh, mate, that's going to be me.
So she was
Burger in hand.
Yeah. Right. Oh, right. I proper love you.
A little ape sticking out his pocket as a bouquet.
The bride was like, this wedding is over.
I'll do that.
This marriage is done.
That'd be crap, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The one thing you need to not do on your wedding day is fall out. Try not to fall out. Gary Neville, your mate.
I'm not Gary Neville.
Gary Neville
Yeah.
has been talking.
Has he been coming round to my way of thinking again after
he
a
has
year
a little
ago
bit.
saying that?
The first time this sort of summer, or the first time since the season's restarted, where he's really come out and pushed this whole Ole needs signings, Ole wants signings. It's not happening. Do you think Ole's
That's a good
spoken to
point,
Neville?
that's a good
Do you
point, that,
think
mate.
that this is just coincidence?
No.
Again, there seems to be this sort of running thing with Neville where people accuse him of not mentioning the Glazers.
Go on. Yes.
Who's that?
Scott McTominay. Scott
No
McTominay.
VAR as well, so we can just celebrate.
You don't need to worry about it.
Is that the chant you prefer for McTominay, or do you like the other one?
Which one's the other one?
McTominay, 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 McTominay. Which one do you prefer?
Tomine. Has that got any other words to it? No.
He's well onside.
No.
Or he's offside. Don't matter.
Tomine.
McTominay.
Nah, he's all the way onside.
How nice
you
is it
donut.
scoring an offside goal for once?
He's onside.
Great
Yeah, I'm
ball.
not saying
Look at
this
that ball
was,
though
but
from Juan
imagine.
Mata.
He
That
ran
is
past about-
absolute. Perfect.
Bailly. Stop, man.
Well, you can't even go Scott McTominay for scoring a goal.
Bailey scored.
Oh, shut up.
Bailey.
Yeah, last week I said
Oh, a big glass of Bailey.
Oh, Bailey.
That's what you want, isn't it?
Eric Bailey.
Have a Baileys with ice, please. I want to talk about Gary Neville. He's come out, he's defended Solskjaer, he's had a go
Do you
at the
think?
board.
I like your question because it's like,
And
as
again-
Ollie said to Gary Neville,
We scored.
Claudie's out.
It's 1-0 by the way, guys.
Has Ollie said to Gary Neville,
No.
Have a word. I'll say something.
why do you think he's saying it now then? 1 week to go in the transfer market. Why is he coming out now and speaking, Gary Neville?
Because I think
Come on,
that's
you
what-
know him.
I think that's how he feels. But I think the thing with Gary, now he's an owner of a club, he's very careful with what he says because he knows if he directly criticised the Glazers, that kind of maybe opens himself up to some criticism in the way he runs Salford City in the future. You know what I mean? Or maybe in, I don't know, loaning players. Or does that cause an
is
issue?
there a conflict
I
of
do
issue
always
there with the
feel-
hotel football? Because I always thought that was something right. It's like, because do they have some sort of deal
I
with
don't
United?
know because
Right.
I don't
know,
want to assume when I don't know. You know when I don't
Because I get
have
where
a
you're coming
clue.
from, because I know it's with Gary Neville. He will criticise Woodward. He will criticise the hierarchy.
But he'll never go.
Yeah, but he never seems
balls
to mention
deep.
the Glazers, and he's quite
I want him to go balls deep on him. Like
vocal,
I feel,
loquacious.
especially with the way Gary, like if you
Verbose.
were to get me on Sky Sports or Talk Sport, I just get over emotive. Over emotive. Like the other day, I was on a sports bar and they were saying like, is it Solskjaer's fault? And I felt myself getting, are you like dumb, bro? Have you not seen what's happened to the club for the last 15 years? Like, you find yourself like, I can't control my emotions when I talk about it. So for us to then have someone with the platform that Gary has and all of that to come out and speak on our behalf would be amazing. But we've also got to realise he's compromised.
When you spoke to him last summer, did you get the impression he was speaking from the heart or he was making excuses on behalf of the owners?
I feel he was trying to make...
Because you took him to task a lot.
I feel he was trying to...
Half-time, by the way, guys.
Like, he didn't want to make it seem like a thing because then that creates a circus around Ali.
Okay.
He wanted to keep... The reason I felt I needed to get on him, not because, he can't do anything, he's not owner of Man United, whatever, but because of who he is, bro. You're our ex-captain. Stand up and say something. And he's probably a little bit compromised in the work that he does and stuff, but I think he knows. He sees it. He's been inside the club. And you as a player, you think the lads coming back to training this summer, you know, we all of us feel negative about this, but you think the lads come back to training in the summer? We've made one signing. Phil Jones is still there. Chris Smalling's training on his own somewhere in Carrington. You're thinking, what the fuck are these like doing here? Like, I thought these like off ages ago. Like Marcus Rojo's agent saying, yeah, I'm coming back soon. Like, there's all like as a player, you must feel demoralised. Like, where are we going?
Yeah.
But also with the Glazer thing, I feel people only look at it now because the results have stopped coming.
It's a shame, right? Because
and some of our fans do that as well, or because we didn't get a transfer.
Right. But it's like I saw Paul Scholes' son tweet something saying like at any other club, there's no way the fans would be having it.
He was right,
and he was right in a way because like you remember when Gillette and Hicks, and then you know my feeling on Scousers, so let's not pretend I'm in some sort of Scouse loving here. But when Gillette and Hicks owned the Scousers, you saw so many ex-players coming out and speaking out against them. You saw the fans were going mad. And I think like with us, there is an element of that what Mac was saying. It's just like the transfer window, when a signing hasn't been done, we have this sort of anger and this discussion about what should we do and how can we act and this, and then it goes quiet again. Do you know what I mean? And like we saw it a little bit last season in sort of. I know I spoke to the lad Andy Wilson who was organising the protest. You know, or walk out on the 78th minute, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We spoke to him on Devils as it was then. There was the chants in the ground about Woodward. There was obviously the firework display outside his house. There was like little things which I'm not condoning, but you know it happened, and I understood why people were that angry if it wasn't settled by the Sun. But that's another story. But there wasn't anything like a coherent campaign. This is what we'll all do. We'll all get together and we're going to do something.
And there's never a goal.
Feels like it's like that.
There's never a goal. That's the difficult thing
the
for me.
anti-Glazer thing. And
what like a lot of people say we need to force change. Like KG works with one of the other fan channels.
Yeah.
And he tweeted us in loads of tweets the other day, and he was like, "Let's get together and do." But I don't like. You need some sort of action for change.
Yeah.
I exaggerate a point to make a point. So with Marcus Rashford's thing, for example, he wants to make this change about this policy, and here's how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
With United fans, we want to make a change. Glazers out. Correct. But what's next?
This is what
you
I
can
mean.
have me saying it I've been saying it since 2013 on Devils, Paddock, and I've been saying it all my life since the Glazers have been here. Forever. But like, you can have me come out and use my platform, but ultimately, who gives a fuck what I'm saying? It's just another video that's going to go viral. It might be great for us. But what's next? All these fan channels can get together, but really, you're overestimating who you are. Like, no one gives a fuck about us, bro.
Well,
no one cares about
the
fans.
unfollow United thing, which is probably the easiest thing we could appeal to as a fan channel is, all right, you know, the unfollow campaign, we're all going to unfollow United, we're all going to like disown them on social media or the brand or whatever. And it came and went within a week. Do you remember? We said to people, send in your videos. And by the time we got them out, no one was watching them. Because it was like, it took us 2 days because we got sent that many. And it was gone in the blink of an eye. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, we can put that message out there like we have been doing certainly since I've been involved with the channel and since, you know, before when Maka was doing it.
I did a video just
Right,
after Moyes left saying the same things
Yeah.
that I'm saying today.
And, you know, yes, we will do that. And I'll always be vocal about my disgust towards the Glazers. But, you know, does that change anything? Does that make Avram and Joel and all them lot say, right, you know what, we need to sell up? Yeah.
One thing that potentially could change something, maybe, that is within the realms of possibility is if the players started saying stuff. That
doesn't happen.
That won't. I'm not saying
Current
it will
players
happen.
or ex-players?
Current players.
All right, sorry.
I'm not saying it could happen. I know that biting the hand that feeds you and all that sort of thing would be, but but I'm saying what is possible. What is there a chance that could work?
I use this
if
with
Paul
Ollie.
Pogba and
So
Harry
people
Maguire
say
and
Ollie
Ole.
should come out and say stuff.
Right.
Now listen to this. Imagine you're Ollie. Your heart wants Manchester United to succeed. I want Manchester United to be better. Yeah. I know these owners aren't doing amazingly well. If you remember Ollie's comments, 2005, what were they? They were pretty harsh about the Glazers.
yeah.
Like he was the first player to come out and back the fans' protests and everything. So we already know his opinions on the Glazers. But if he's to come out and say that, he's out of a job.
Yeah, but
so how is he?
But that's
How
why-
is he positively going to change Manchester
But that's
United from
what
the
I'm
outside in? So I think that's how some of these guys are compromised because
Yeah.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thinks I can change this. I can help us get better. I can be Sir Alex Ferguson.
But that's why I'm saying,
however
though,
naive that might be.
the players, and I'm not saying Ole, because if 8 of the players did something, and I'm not saying
What they're gonna say, bro?
Here's what I'm thinking. No, the thing is, I'm not saying why aren't they. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not saying they should be and they aren't. But I'm just thinking of what is an even remotely possible way that something could change. Ole's one man; he's easily sackable. If 8 of the players came out and said it,
I'd
then
imagine
there's
that's a
maybe
sackable offence.
chance. I'm
What,
not
sorry?
sure it is.
I'd imagine they could suspend their wages or something
Yeah.
for that.
I
But
don't think
they can live. I think if we saw Pogba,
But it's
or
naive.
Who I'm
It's
sure it
naive,
may.
bro.
It may well be.
No one's doing that.
It may well be.
No
But
one's
is,
doing
so
that.
is the answer then that there is literally no hope?
I don't.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
know.
What is that? What? Okay. Well, what is possible then?
Beyond getting 4 billion, you just got to keep.
I
on
think
their necks.
maybe
Is the only way that they're
further
gonna
down the
leave-
line,
Is it?
it's going to be difficult. And I don't know. I'm not just saying it. I'm a hypocrite because I go to the game. I think maybe there was some sort of protest where people stopped going when we're all back
But
in.
that
obviously.
requires
Obviously.
hundreds of thousands
That's
of
what
people
I mean.
to agree
I know,
to a protest. If
I
you
know.
get the players to
I
do it,
agree. I agree.
12 will do.
No,
And that's
but-
the hard thing. Look,
That's
if
breach
I
of
wanted to
contract
give up my
also, is
ticket,
it
I would have done it
not?
in
Yeah, I'm
2005.
not-
Yeah, if
I'm
I
not
wanted
saying
to
it's
give up
easy.
going to
Yeah.
games, I would have done it in 2005. In 2005, I stopped buying shirts. I stopped buying those kind of things. I
Yeah.
still buy a season ticket. That's hypocritical of me. I know that, but I will never stop watching United, no matter who the owners, players, division, whatever are. I can't do that. Like I'm kind of killing myself for like the cause. Like it's a bit fucked, but I will always be anti-Glazer. I will always be anti their ownership, and I will never support anything that they do, and I will always be vocal about that. That's one of the reasons why I would never take a permanent job with MUTV or something like that. Because as soon as you do that, you're fucked, mate. You can't have an opinion. You basically got to share propaganda from the club. So I think it's important for us to be able to push a narrative, and as fans, to be able to be on their necks constantly so they know next slip up, bruv, will be outside your house again. Like, we need to be on doing that. And I heard what did was it Az Scholes who said that? About,
Aaron Scholes, I
Bruv,
think, yeah.
Sporting Lisbon lost a few games and they had man running up into their training ground.
Yeah.
But did it change?
So like,
did
it's
it
like,
change what they wanted?
No, but I'm just saying, like, it's true. Other countries, this wouldn't be allowed to go down. But I think as fans, all we can do is stay on their necks. It's not going to get them out of the club unless we can unite every single United fan. We appoint a CEO at the top of it. We all raise all this money, which again,
I mean, to be fair, like, a lot of fans did sort of make that decision and go to FC. I mean, starting another club is a pretty big move, and a lot of fans did that, and they went and did that, and respect that. But it's just there's, for millions of United fans out there, they're not going to start watching FC United. That's not really an option for them. So what can they do to get their club back or get our club back?
Is
which
there
is a fair
a
question.
suggestion maybe that for millions of United fans, the Glazers aren't a problem? I'm not, I think most United fans seem to dislike them and that sort of thing. But
the problem
is, there a
is
chance that some people don't really
some
mind?
of them have only seen them as a problem recently. That's the problem.
We saw it.
So
like,
some of the sorry,
no,
Kate.
go on. I don't
Some
want
of the
to
people have
interrupt
only
you. Go on.
just started to see the problem. They never saw it in 05 when we weren't competing with Chelsea. They never saw it in 08, 09 when we sold Ronaldo and we bought Obertan and Owen and Valencia. And where did that 80 million go? Oh, did they just get another 70 million? I think they did. Like, they've only started to realise it now. And maybe that's because they're younger. I don't know. It's a new generation. Social media makes everything, accessible to you. Before you had to kind of go through blogs and forums and
read the right
try and get all the
newspapers at the right
You'd have to
time.
be a member of MUST just to find out like what's going. Like there were things you had to do to find out. But whereas now it's all on the internet. So it's hard, isn't it? It's without raising 4 or 5 billion and getting them to accept the sale. How do you do it? Because they are making so much money, man.
This is the thing. Everyone says, "Oh, you know, we've had it. We haven't the comments haven't we, when we've done like the transfers live or Jeff Bezos or there's a guy. What's his name? Is it John Radcliffe or whatever his name is? Who's like United fan? Jim Radcliffe. Sorry, who's worth like 20 billion or whatever his United fan. But he's not going to put in $1 billion of his own money to clear our debt and then another 4 billion to buy the club off the Glazers. He's not going to do that. It's not realistic. You know, you probably need a consortium of sorts of people like that. And we were speaking once to, I think it was Ian Sterling on when it was Devils from Must.
Apparently, we don't make content.
It's just ridiculous.
So much content.
But he said like there was a time when I don't know it was the Red Knights or the other one. I forget what he said, but he said they came close to getting into the point where they could have bought the club.
After we got rid of Murdoch,
but it went.
That was the time to say.
When you say got rid of, explain the situation a little bit.
So B-Sky, British Sky Broadcasting Sky, Murdoch, who owns News Corp and News UK and all that.
Fox
People
News.
know who Murdoch is.
He's
a lizard.
Lovely man.
He's a lizard.
Yeah, no, you're right. He does, yeah.
He basically runs media. So Rupert Murdoch was in the process of trying to buy Manchester United.
Yeah.
I was pretty young at the time.
It was a takeover.
It was 97.
I thought it was a bit late in that, but go on.
I think it was at the start of the 99 season.
Was it? Is that when it was?
Just after the treble or just before?
It was before.
Okay. So anyway, Rupert Murdoch tried to buy United. United protested against the sale of the club to Rupert Murdoch. He eventually just backed off.
No, it was. I think the Premier League stepped in as well. They said it was like monopolies or something got involved where they like they wouldn't sanction
Sky had TV.
Yeah, it was. There was sort of a bit shady.
There were press conferences though where it was basically all but agreed, wasn't it?
It was going to happen.
Yeah,
that's why it started with Shareholders United. That's how I think Must first got involved. Was like Shareholders United, and then they became Must, and they were like, right, well, we'll buy some shares to stop this sort of thing happening. Now, what happened with the Glazers eventually was those shares were made part of a compulsory purchase order where even though you didn't want to sell your shares, you had to.
You got forced.
So
I knew people who had to.
But they were I think they've been very close to getting a seat on the board, and also with the whole Red Knights and things like that, they've been close to getting enough shares together to make a difference or to even start a takeover. But now we're in a position where with the debt,
was the Glazers own like 70% of the shares?
No, so the Glazers owned I think 25%, and then Fergie got into a dispute with JP McManus over the Rocker Gibraltar, and then they decided to just sell their share, which is like 36% or something. Once they sold that, Uncle Malcolm had enough to then force a hostile takeover and force people to sell their shares. All the while, they put zero money into this. It was a leverage takeover using debt, and that debt went on to. So we went from debt free to £700 million in debt overnight.
And
that
Mr.
debt
Woodward
hasn't
as well,
left
who
us
brokered
ever
the deal. He was the banker that brokered the deal.
We're still is it 450 in debt?
Yeah,
and $1 billion's gone out of the club.
Suck your mum. Is there a potential point to be made that the only way we're going to be rid of the Glazers is if United finish 14th or 17th or
that's not
19th? But I mean, I'm not saying that we are going to do that. I'm saying is the only way they would.
Why would they sell their product at the lowest price?
Because if they might be cutting their losses on the way down. What I'm saying is they might be cutting the losses on the way down. They're seeing it at the highest price now. I
just think
I'd take a season in the Championship to get.
I just think for them it's just a continuous cash cow. No matter what happens, they still take their dividends, and this is all almost free money for them because they didn't have the money to buy us in the first place. Do you know what I mean? They got the loans on the back of the club of what the club was worth.
Took a loan out, bought this thing. It's basically like they bought a house and they rented it out to someone, and we just keep paying for that.
And all that happened, no, I know where you're coming from.
Profs.
But all that happened is, say we finished 14th, Paul Pogba's not going to stick around for that. He goes, where's that money go from? Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, even Mason.
Marcus would stay.
I know Marcus probably would stay.
But that's what I'm saying, though. But, if we finish 14th and then 18th, and then we're in the Championship, we saw it in the 70s. It can happen. Not long after winning, or 80s, whenever it was. Not long after winning titles.
70s, right?
78 was it?
No, we went down in 74 and came back up in 75.
So not long after winning titles, we got relegated. I know football's different.
We won
now.
the European Cup.
But if we did get relegated, would that be enough to see him off? Or
I think they get us
stick
up.
around, get us straight back up, and
they don't
carry on.
Mate, you just don't know with them.
Just one of those
you won't put it past them
almost
just
impossible.
stripping the club.
It's just almost impossible, isn't it?
It's just ridiculous, and
there's
no easy solution.
They got us as fans by the short and curlies. As a big group, they've got us by the short and curlies.
We'll do a half-time substitution. Well, I go and see if I've got a ticket.
Alex is coming in.
Can come in for the second half.
Here's some stats from the first half. Then more shots for Brighton. United with a couple shots on target.
Jay's off to Ed Woodward's house.
Not much, as you can see.
Fireworks and bangers.
As you can see from the stats there, not really much happening. That's what it felt like watching the game, didn't it?
Until Scotty Too Hotty stepped up.
Scotty Too Hotty with a header, putting United ahead.
Wormed in the corner.
Has there been any transfer updates since we went live? Shall we have a look?
Yeah.
Have a little look for you.
Just the Romano stuff.
How do?
All
Baggers?
Right. How are we doing?
You alright?
It's good little chat there about the Glazers and all that.
Fuck the Glazers.
Fuck the Glazers.
Could have finished it in 3 words.
Yep.
That chat. Fuck the Glazers.
I know, but you got to talk about it.
Which one if you had to do one of them?
Going down that line.
Glazer.
He is. He's answering the question. He's definitely.
No.
Do you want the one with a bald head but a ponytail?
Something to hold on to.
It's all right. Just your.
That is a weird combination.
These two pull in.
Bald head, but I'll keep the ponytail. Bruv, you're rich, bruv.
Would you do that if you started receding, Joe? Would you leave the ponytail?
Would I leave the ponytail?
And the
maybe
beard?
so I could sneak into board meetings and try and get the club sold. Yeah, sneak in as Joel Glazer or whatever. Imagine.
Sneaking his milk.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't think. You've got to buzz it off, haven't you? Like Jay, me and Jay would shave each other's head in the shower in the morning. Coming out for the second half. Then.
One Matter's dead good.
Yeah, he's been alright.
Really good. Just seeing a stat then, he's been involved in 12 goals in his last 15 starts for United.
That's not bad, is it? Although I'm never a big fan of this whole starts as a metric, as a unit of measurement.
It's like people just say Romero's kept 15 clean sheets, but he's only played in the Carabao
Yeah, exactly.
Cup against Yeovil and Northampton.
I don't think the whole starts thing tells
We're back underway, by the way.
Doesn't come on as a sub that often, and Lindelof's giving it away.
Hi, lads, says John Boy. Hey, John Boy. Good night, John Boy.
Any fans of the Waltons in the chat?
Who would you rather have on the left wing? Daniel Craig, Daniel James, or David James?
Or David Jason?
Or Craig David?
David Jason.
Yeah. Or Paul Daniels.
I used to have a Paul Daniels magic set.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
It taught me how to do the bendy magic one thing. The knot thing, I forgot how to do that now. They were the only magic tricks I really learned.
The balloon nut thing, what was that?
So when you make the sausage disappear as well, he taught me how to do that.
Turn your bendy one into a firm one and then get your balloon nut out.
What have I got myself involved in here?
Hide the sausage, we played.
Hide the sausage up, wind the bobbin up, pull, clap, clap, clap. Anyone who's got nieces or nephews will know that bad boy. Eric Bailly diving in.
It's good, isn't it?
He's reckless, but he don't get sent off as much as
That
you
shit
think.
me up.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
You like that's why you like him.
You live on the...
Because you're a little bit of a thrill
You
seeker.
know how we
aren't
like
you?
our attackers that keep us on the edge of our seat?
Yeah.
You like Eric
He
Bailly.
keeps me on the edge of the floor.
So we never
Eric Bailly
answered the
does.
super chat question from John Boy. Who would you rather on the left wing? Daniel Craig?
I don't think Dan James has been that bad today.
I mean,
He's not been
surely
great.
it was rhetorical because one of them's an actor, one of them's an footballer, and the other one's something else. I can't remember now.
We do need a
James.
number 7 though.
Yeah, we do. 007. That's what you're getting at, is it? Would you rather have
Bants.
an ostrich down the right hand side or an emu?
Ain't they the same thing?
Oh
no! You've asked that question.
Ostrich
with
is
Joe.
round, long head.
Ostrich is round.
The body is round.
Ostrich is round. What? You're 3 years old. Ostrich is round. Emu is rectangle. Ostrich is round.
Listen to say ostrich
My
is circle.
word.
I've heard like the body. The legs are sticky out. The neck.
He's lost it. Sticky out legs. Everything else is round. Ostrich. Run really fast. Peck you in the eye.
Sorry, that's not an ostrich. That's the M&M men.
Oh, I don't know. Go on then.
Which one would you eat out of the M&M men?
Oh, the peanut one, obviously, because peanut M&Ms are maybe the best confectionery ever to exist.
Really?
Not
I'm going to
the
put them that high up.
They're not better than the small dime bars you get from IKEA.
No.
Well, the miniatures. Why do you prefer the miniatures?
That's a shit.
So you can
run.
assert physical size dominance over them.
Or a chocolate bar.
Yeah, human piggy bank that.
As you can see, game's not great.
Down boys. I do like a down bar. They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, damn.
Dime bars are the best chocolate.
Do you think?
Especially when they combine the dairy milk and the dime bar.
Dairy milk. No, the dime bar's better. There's not enough dime
in the
meat
dairy milk.
in the dairy milk. It's just like little crystallized.
Not
isn't
enough
it?
minced dime.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like it minced. I like the snap, the sort of.
Get in your teeth for like the fuck your fillings up,
but
don't
they
they?
crack like a tree in a forest, and I do love
What
that.
country are they from? Sweden?
Dime.
Swedish?
Dime. Not sure.
We're
Is
just
Scandinavia
guessing,
a
assuming
country?
that.
A Scandinavian country?
Well,
It kind of is.
Well, we got
Swedish,
confused
isn't
with
it?
Iraq and
Yes.
Iran earlier, so
No,
yeah,
you did.
Well, yeah, I say
We
we
did.
royally, we.
We.
And I speak French these days.
No.
We.
It's a shame that the seats
No.
at the AmEx Stadium get wet, isn't it?
Yeah, they've not thought that through, have they?
No, like your manager sat on his seat getting pissed.
They have that
through.
at the Etihad, don't
Not
they?
if you sit on it before it starts raining, and then don't move.
Yeah, like when you see those shapes around a Labrador that fell asleep on the decking when it rained. Very cute. And the dog's like that. Like Alistair fell asleep on the decking.
You have a dog called Alistair, bro.
I don't, but people online do.
A dog called Alistair.
Have you ever had a chance to name a pet?
Yeah, my cat was called Simba.
Right. Good. Why'd you name it that?
Because I like Lion King's my favourite film.
Is it?
Top one.
What have you ever named a pet?
No, actually. No.
I hadn't had the chance to do that. I'm
both
so
dogs
good
I had a
at it.
hamster called it
rescues.
Speedy.
Was it fast?
When it went in his ball, it was quite quick.
Gonzalez.
But it was quick because I kicked the ball.
I knew.
Peter Schmeichel.
No, there was actually one point, where it rolled towards me.
No.
And I kicked it. But
My
I
cousin's,
realised halfway through the kick swing
You
that
still did it
it
though.
wasn't the right thing to kick.
my cousin's mate did
Did he
that.
kick ups with it?
Cousin had the hamster. Cousin's mate's come in the house. Fucking volleyed it
see,
top
that-
bins.
Dead.
That
Didn't
is,
know.
That
Didn't
is the kind
know.
of thing you
Dead.
shouldn't have said. On the
Dead.
No, hamster was fine.
That hamster
was
about
fine is
Speedy,
a
by the way,
strong word.
disappeared for like 2
Volleyed.
weeks once.
Really?
Like disappeared. Couldn't find it. Brother was crying, thought it was dead. Everything. Next
So
thing
you
you
had
know,
a brother?
No, I have a brother.
Oh, sorry.
Next thing you know,
I thought his
comes
little brother filled
waddling
out an
out from
APB.
behind the washing machine, full of dust and that.
Full of
It's like,
dust.
fucking hell, here it is. Like,
Look
it
how
was-
skinny he is.
Yeah.
He's been eating bushes.
Bottle of Heineken
He's
in
been
the
eating
mango.
Daz and 20p's that were in my coat pocket. He's lost it. He's been on the all lint diet.
He's been eating tissue paper that's gone rock hard.
Yeah. Like his mouth stuffed in like that. He's lost a lot of weight, hasn't he? He's lost at least
Our
a
cat
gram.
did that as well once.
What, fell behind the washing machine?
No, so he disappeared for like a week, and he was on a building site somewhere, and he must have had his tail trapped because when he got back to the house, his tail was dead. Like half his tail
Got
was
stuck
dead.
behind the
We've all
washing
been
machine.
there, haven't we?
No, he was stuck in a
I've had a
building
drink.
site.
Moving swiftly on.
Move-
The game is still on, by the way.
Yeah, the game is still on.
Scotty too hot. He has just won a free kick 30 yards out, central of the goal.
Can we just raise something slightly less serious, but no less interesting? Arsene Wenger's going on Graham Norton.
No, he's not.
That is a great combination.
I think that's true. We've had almost
Can
confirmation
you
of that.
get
Can we confirm that? Can we get that confirmed?
Is Arsene Wenger going on Graham Norton?
And can we see who else
Sky
is on?
Cave says it's 75% chance possibility.
Did it?
And can we say who's on it with him?
He said
I heard a rumour that
Because if he's like
he
Brad
said Paul
Pitt,
O'Grady's in. He's making a bid.
Brad Pitt, Wenger,
But Buster's
Stormzy.
dead, so
That's
Bring it
what
on
O'Grady
screen.
might not get it. What?
he won't know half the people that are there. He won't
can't
know
pronounce
these
the names because he's never heard them before.
Monsieur Arsene
Arsene Wenger's going to be on with Samuel L. Jackson, Dawn
that
French.
Is a lineup. That is a lineup. Samuel L. Jackson, Dawn French. If that was comic relief, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The Vicar of Highbury is being called. Cheers, lads. Actually, no, I need something from Samuel L. Jackson as well.
What? Again?
Gaff.
The motherfucking Vicar of Highbury. That's what it's called. Fred with a free kick. 40
He's not
metres
gonna
out.
score, is he?
Fred.
He's at the target.
Keeps it. That's that. Oh. Fumbled it almost. That's two. Is
Donny
it from
should have
there?
just
I
fucking
still can't
blasted
believe
the
he
keeper
gets the chance to take free kicks.
then. He used to score him for Shakhtar.
I know, but
He
he's
scored
not.
one for Shakhtar, and we saw it on the.
But it was
montage
against
We
City.
when
signed him for
to
50
United.
million. And then
53.
he's, oh yeah.
That is, I'd take better free kicks than that, to be honest.
Is Fred one of those players? And I hate
Played
to say
Scott.
this. Daniel Lingard Leaper says, Adam, face
Nah,
the
nah,
facts.
nah,
Don't speak when reading the comment. Adam, face the facts. Your mum bought a new hamster because Speedy died.
No. If she would have, I would have had to tell my brother that. Do you get me?
No.
Yeah, because it was. I would have had to tell him Yo, this is the same one. I wouldn't have been. I was old enough. Not
What
to.
you think you can't face?
I'd already experienced
You can't
death.
face the idea that you may have been cut out of the loop on Hampton.
Nah. Like I'd experienced my nan dying and was distraught.
She
for like
was
a year.
replaced. She was replaced.
If only she was.
Yeah.
Would have
Granddad
had
got
such
a new wife.
Shit childhood.
Yeah, but she didn't come out from behind the washing machine out of nowhere like that, did she? It was a joke.
On Christmas.
Well, look who's back, boys. Grandma's back at the washing machine. Me and Speedy were chilling out. We've gone up to the big washing machine in the sky. That's where he's gone.
Yeah, Speedy definitely didn't die.
Yeah, he did.
You could tell he was fucked up, skinny, anorexic.
He almost looked like a different man. He was fucked up, skinny, had a different hair colour. He didn't like the same food we used to feed him. Everything was different. He bit me when he first saw me, like he didn't recognise me.
You know, worst memory about hamsters is when you used to hold them and they used to piss in your hand.
Yeah.
You just have like a dot of piss in your hand.
Hang on, we've got a super chat here.
Great stuff.
Joel Morris with the $4.99 super
It's-
chat. It's true Wenger is
That's
going
not
on
his
Graham
first
Norton
either.
alongside Samuel L. Jackson and Dawn French. What do you think to that? Why has he done that?
Tremendous.
Do you think he's going to be announcing
He's
some
got to
new
have a book.
foray?
He's got to have a book coming out.
Film, documentary.
Cantona's got a film on Netflix, hasn't he? Has anyone seen it?
It's a series.
Has anyone seen it?
No, it's a series. I watched the first episode.
Should we react?
Is it French?
Should we do a video
It is
reaction
French,
to
yeah.
it?
But
Is
there's
that what we do these days as YouTubers?
Just
reacting to Cantona's film that's been out for close to 6 months. Probably
Could
not.
do.
Free kick to Brighton. And Hove Albion absolutely battered it. Not great that one, was it?
If we conceded a goal, how would you feel? Would you feel anything?
I'd be annoyed if we had to go to penalties and
Yeah.
there's no extra time, is there?
No, it's just straight to penalties.
I don't want a penalty
No, but
shootout
if
because
we
it's just manufactured fear, isn't it? You can't help but be stressed out.
No,
Even
it'd be good
you're
if we
not bothered.
keep scraping through this with making 10 changes.
Scraping.
It's not that bad.
No.
We're not scraping through today, by the way.
No, but we're playing great.
You got a challenge for that, by the way.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what
Yeah.
you're there for.
You
Header
just literally
comes up.
watched it while the guy howled you like this.
It's leaning against it like.
At least if he jumps, he gets a foul because the guy's pushing him.
Yeah, probably. Brighton looking a bit sharper after the break, aren't they? They've had a few sort of balls into the box.
Ooh.
Oh, good defending by Dallo there. Dean Henderson. Ooh.
Done really well.
That was the right thing.
Done really well.
He just
Palmed it back
decided
in.
to do it really late.
Like they know in cricket when the ball's going out for a 6 and they
Yeah.
like jump over the rope.
Oh, did you
push it
see
back.
that save the other day?
Yeah.
Say what that?
In the,
Where they've-
it was over the line.
Yeah.
It was brown though.
And they can like jump up in the air and hit it again, can't they?
Nuts.
Who was it for? Was it Indian Premier
Is
League?
it IPL? Yeah. Was it?
I don't know.
It's one of-
cricket that well.
It's one of the Indian teams.
They're all Indian in the IPL. Indian Premier League, that's what it stands for.
I went to one of them games once. Mumbai Indians
Where?
in Mumbai.
Was it a home match?
Yeah, yeah.
Love
I
that.
went to see Sachin. Thought
Did he play?
need to see
I've met
Sachin
him, you know.
before he retires. Did you really?
I've met him a couple times.
Did
Did you
work
say,
at
"Oh, I
the-
don't miss you again"?
No, because they were both on the same day.
Oh,
Both on the same minute. Well, I blinked and he was still there. Is that 2 meetings? No, when I was working on the Cricket World Cup last year, he was doing like pundit commentary stuff.
Did you get a picture?
No, I'm not
That's
a
a bit
pictures kind of guy. And also, I
Yeah.
was working, so you can't be getting pictures.
why not?
Unprofessional.
Did you get a picture with Barber in Singapore then?
No. Unprofessional. The Francie Brady, he says, what's an Albion? Well, it depends whether you're talking about West Bromwich Albion or you're talking
Sounds
about
like a pub, doesn't
the
it?
old
Hove
name.
Albion.
Trying to come down the
Brighton
Albion.
Hove Albion. Well, Albion used to be the old medieval name for England.
Is
and
it a
Britain.
house?
So it may well mean something to do with ye olde Britain. So Brighton and Hove.
How? Yeah.
It sounds like a
great
place
point.
where,
Hove
like,
is an
or
area.
back in the day, man used to link up to scrap.
Yeah.
I'll meet you at the Albion, mate. Bring
Right.
your fucking dinner.
Man used to link up to scrap, didn't they?
Mm.
They did actually.
In ye old days.
Ye oldies, the days of yore,
Yeah.
if you will,
I feel.
of yours.
Yeah.
Not much happening in the game, is there?
No.
Let's
Just
be honest.
Brighton attacking.
Yeah, they've turned it up, and we've not really matched it.
We've turned it down.
We've turned it down. I think we just kept it the same volume.
We've turned it off.
Mark Brim says, "How was the first half, lads? Just very, very
Very like this. but
Average.
carbon neutral. No footprint on the football.
I think it's one of those games where
Snow.
after the game, you wouldn't say that was, we were crap,
Yeah,
No.
but you wouldn't say we were great. You would probably say this looks like a pre-season game.
We could
But
say
it's
that about
not.
every game so far.
It's the Carabao Cup. Do you know what a Carabao is?
It's a type of bovine.
Yep.
I only know that because it's the logo. But yeah. What's your favourite bovine?
Why are you shaking your head?
Just that you know these things.
Favourite bovine then?
I don't see nothing wrong. Huh?
Favourite bovine?
The Brahma bull.
Isn't that the Rock? Respect. Yeah, I like the Rock. He's good. If you smell. Did he ever release what it was that he was cooking? Was it just a big pan full of whoop-ass or something?
I think that was it.
What was it? What was he cooking? Do you know?
Pan full of whoop-ass.
Yeah.
A guy in that tracksuit shouldn't say that phrase, should they?
Why not? I won silver medal.
Where you've got
at the 2002 Olympics in Sydney.
You've got another one of them, haven't you? In a different team or colour or nation.
I've got a white Puma one, yeah. And I'm in the market for another one if I need it.
Pull that. Too late.
Too late. You did a fart, did you? I've got an idea for us actually. I think we should talk about this. Just give me a sec. Give me a second.
Can't believe he's on his phone. Who would do that?
He's on his phone again. Go on, Juan. Swan's all good, isn't he?
Oh.
He just played a 1-2, the corner flag did, Juan. Oh, Juan.
Does he give it away?
Nah, it's our ball.
I think he has. Foul against Juan Mata.
Against Juan Mata, you
For getting his
pussy.
shirt pulled.
He's about 2 foot tall. Who's he going to foul?
Very interesting that, wasn't it? He's getting his shirt pulled off his back. And
Yeah, but he did have a grab here, there. Look.
Oh, he pulled his pants down.
Pulled his chuddies out.
You can't.
Yeah, that's a foul.
But
it's like
he's doing the same.
If you were holding his shirt like that, he wouldn't have gave it because you would have just been stretching his shirt like that. It doesn't look as visibly wrong, does it?
But he got his bare
But when you could
arse
see his
out.
pants out.
You could see pants, and then you could see thigh below.
Why doesn't no one
pants.
wear cycle shorts anymore like Dwight York? That's what I miss.
Because they get a coach to the stadium now, so you don't need to cycle in probably. Did he actually used to cycle in?
No, we used to just wear really tight shorts under his shorts.
A lot of players used to do that, didn't they?
I still think people do.
But Dwight York used to do it every game.
Make sure they're there.
Different coloured ones as well.
That's a good tackle. Was that Diogo? Diogo's been alright today.
Yeah, but he's not been like.
He is a good player, that's why. Let's not be fucking idiots here. Go on.
But I
up the
don't
line.
think he offers enough going forward that
He offers more than
he does.
Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw put together, bro.
He does, but not that much more that he's a better footballer than Wan-Bissaka. He doesn't.
I agree.
He tries more.
He does,
but maybe doesn't complete it. I get you in that sense.
It's not like
his crossing isn't
having
always
him,
on.
No, it's not
where
like
it
having
should
him
be.
in. It's not like putting Trent into this team and going, okay, we've now got someone that's going to create thousands of chances for us at right back.
I think
It's not
Trent
that
would look
much.
exactly the same in this team because that is very system based.
I do
think
disagree
Trent's
with
got
that.
a bit more quality.
You think Trent gets the same amount of assists in any team?
No.
But
I do
you
think
said
he
he'd look like
more.
Dallo with this team.
I didn't say he looked like Dallo. I said he wouldn't get as many. Like he wouldn't get the same numbers.
No, I don't think you get the same numbers, but to say that he would look the same, I think is unfair.
I still think
the thing with Dallo is, I know he's not played that many games, but he's
I'm
played
not reading
games.
that one out.
And like I said,
No,
Alex, he's
neither
not.
am I.
He don't get like loads and loads of
Joe
chances
will.
all the
Joe
time. He doesn't get loads of chances all the time. He's not always creating loads of dangerous,
No,
positions
he's not
for
that
places
good.
to people to go.
It's
He's
half
more
an hour to go.
confident. He's more confident going forward than Wan-Bissaka is, but he doesn't really create that much more.
Yeah, it's a comment for you to read out, Joe.
I'm not reading that out.
I'll read it out.
Why?
No, that's not.
No.
Why did Cam get it up?
Because he's in shit house.
Okay, John Officer says, I'm better than James and I'm in a wheelchair. Is that harsh?
Good.
But Dan
Well,
James ain't that bad.
No.
Or is he really
And
good?
if he was that good, he'd get a game for Man United.
Is he one of those guys off the BBC advert?
Cameron, you've turned
Is he? Could
our
be.
TV off.
Remember the BBC advert? It's good that.
Yeah.
BBC don't even have adverts.
What have you done? There you go.
The Jadon Sancho saga. I've
Willy
got
bum
a
bum,
little
willy
question to
bum
ask you about it.
bum.
Jadon Sancho, there's rumours that him not being in the
We're
squad
not talking about this again while
to
again
face
the football's
Bayern.
on, are we?
This is a separate question. There's rumours that there's this idea that he's not playing against Bayern. People have been coming out and saying that they're hearing that it might be to force a move to United. Now, there have been questions about his attitude in the past, not turn up for training on time. A couple of seasons in a row, there was those questions. There were suggestions when he left City that he, again, wasn't turning up for matches and stuff to force a move or to be allowed to
to do what he wanted. Do you worry at all about his personality or his temperament or his...
Perfect.
You don't mind that?
So.
I don't mind if someone forces a move to Old Trafford. I think he's the perfect fit for our team. With the squad we've got, the profile of the squad, the profile of the player, where he's at, potentially has. I don't see any issues. Go on, Danny James.
No, I think maybe they have talked about this squad for a little bit of, even this week, even if Dortmund don't want to sell him at all and they are going to stick to it and things like that, there's going to be a lot of talk. There's going to be, for the next 5 days, that's all people are going to be talking about. For as much as reports saying in Germany that they're not mentioning it as often, it's not news to them, they don't think it's going to happen. It's going to be next week. For 5 days, until it's either a yes or no, it's going to be all about Jadon Sancho. And I don't think it's the most ridiculous thing that they've just said, right, you're going to sit out until this is over.
It's definitely a huge distraction either way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
I do have a conspiracy.
But do you
as well.
leave someone out that's that good for a Bayern Munich Super Cup and a trophy? That's what game it is, right?
It is, yeah. And they're getting battered, I think.
What's
Is
your
it playing right now?
Yeah. They were 2-0 down within 40 minutes.
What's your little conspiracy theory, Alex?
So, them dragging out
9/11
these...
one, is it?
No.
Princess Di?
No, it's about Jadon Sancho and transfers to Man United.
Sorry.
I think they drag these transfers out because if we get our transfers done early in the window, there is no social media buzz around them whatsoever.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And I think that United are that weird about all this stuff that they would drag this out to the last week because they know that you're going to get 20 times more engagement on Twitter if you leave it.
It's because they
until
can
last
stick
week.
it on a spreadsheet and sell it like fuck to loads of fucking commercials.
Well, literally,
and things like that.
I did something for uni around United's dealings, and in their investor pack, the thing they said about the Alexis Sanchez deal was it created more buzz than this transfer. They had a graph that had Suarez to Barcelona and all this social media engagement. Sanchez was up here, and the rest were all down here. And this that to them was the best thing ever. That they had 40 million retweets on Sanchez playing the fucking piano was the biggest thing they could ever do. And it wouldn't surprise me that the Sancho deal, maybe they've not communicated this Dortmund and it's a big thing and behind the scenes, but they've just gone, do you know what? If we leave it to the last minute, if we're going to pay all the money, then we can at least drag this out. And then on the last day,
some people are saying as well it's to do with what quarter the money comes out of in terms of the financial results, because we're not supposed to drop under 70 million in terms of profit for shareholders, otherwise they can demand certain amounts of money back or something like that. Basically, these people that have our lenders have us by the balls, basically, and we can't let our profit margins drop below a certain amount. So they were waiting for. We hear all these theories, which as theories you think, oh, that sounds good, but are you just kidding yourself? Trying to. But I'm not naive enough to think they don't do those things. Because look, the industry that we're in, we know those things are important. But to a football club, they shouldn't be. They should be like a bonus. But you've also seen, if you look at newspapers and things, everyone talks about how much they hate the Sun, and I'm guilty of this sometimes. Sometimes I'll share their stuff just by being angry. But that's what they want. Because they sell that then to their advertisers. We get this many hits.
And that might be
They don't sell to their advertisers that we had 1 million hits, but they all called us wankers. You know what I mean? Like, we had 1 million hits.
Every post we put out has 4 million comments on it. Not that all of them are fucking signed Sancho and Glazer out.
If they can somehow get a metric of, since the start of last year, how many tweets or how many internet, they just come up with an estimated number, and have linked Manchester United to Jadon Sancho, it will be by far the biggest transfer in history. By far. So,
and if they'd have done it,
if
they'd done it in lockdown, like the way that Chelsea did the Werner deal and things like that, where it was just kind of done, finished, there is no buzz.
What a save!
Dino!
That was a fantastic save.
When the Trossard
with the shot, that was a really proper good save. The one he saved against Preston was pretty good. That was really good. Ball out to the right hand side.
Brandon or Fred should have
crossed in. Trossard first up. Oh, that's really good. That.
And he had a player standing right in front of him. Would he have been offside if that went in?
Close up of that save. Fucking hell, that was a good save.
Really good.
Really good reaction save. That he had to drop his hand so fast down the side there. I'd like to see another replay.
That was a clear header for fucking Burn then. Or Dunk, sorry.
Dunk, yeah. If we can get a close up.
High five from Lindelof.
Yeah. No real mistake there, was there? Brandon got caught a little bit.
Fred challenged. That's a great
quality
save.
The power that
It
he
was
hit the
very
shot with
close
as
to him,
well.
but it was a superb save.
No, but he
And
hit
it
it
might have
hard.
hit the low. Did it hit the low
I don't know.
as well?
He hit it really hard. It was a great save. That it's good having a goalie like that, isn't it?
It's going to be hard.
We've got 2 goalies like that. De Gea makes some saves too.
Oh yeah, I mean, as
Yeah.
you
No,
back
no,
up,
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Is he keeping Van der Beek
Paul
on?
Pogba and Marcus
Igalo.
Rashford both coming on.
Van der Beek's staying on?
I think so. Yeah,
he
it looked like he was getting some info. Dan James and Igalo coming off.
Dan James last game.
I
Sure, I
don't
don't think it
think
is.
so.
I'm just-
Surely not.
No.
I'd be very surprised, and I'd be I'd be somewhat not disappointed, but I would feel very bad for Dan
I wouldn't
James.
feel anything if he left, to be totally honest.
No, not for the club, but for him. I think the year that the 12 months that he's had, or the 18 months that he's had, I don't think it would be nice or particularly fair on him, even a particularly smart footballing decision for Manchester
have no
United
wingers
to
on,
get rid of
by the
Dan
way.
James now. We've got one winger in the entire club, and that's Marcus
Maybe
Rashford.
next summer I could see that.
Yeah, if we sell him, we've got
But we
one
need
winger.
to. We're short of wingers anyway. If you get rid of Dan James, we've already
But
not
I
got
genuinely
any.
don't feel he has the quality for United.
But he's just played minutes in a game that we're winning 1-0.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm
just saying, if he left, I wouldn't really give a shit.
No, I don't think
We wouldn't miss him much.
I don't think we're missing much on the pitch. Again, I just don't think. I think that occasionally it would be nice for him to play. And again, if someone gets injured, then all of a sudden he's playing every week. And whether he's going to get you many assists or goals in that time,
This is what you got to deal with better.
whether Dan James would get you a lot of goals and assists in the games he played, he would still get minutes.
Yeah.
So I just think it would be unfair on him and probably a bad decision for him to go.
But why is it unfair on him? That's what I don't get that narrative.
Because I don't think he's been that bad. I think he got 6 assists last season. He was our top assister until I think January. So I think that is unfair on him. He's played 1 season at the club, barely anything this season. I know he dropped off massively toward the end of the season, but I don't think he's been bad enough to be sold like that when we've had players at the club who haven't done anything for years who are still there.
But that shouldn't be the fact that we've kept players that are crap for long.
No.
Shouldn't be the reason why.
No, I agree, but at the same time, you shouldn't.
I thought you were telling me to shut up. Then
That's what did I say. What?
We've had other. I'm not saying that we've had other players so he can stay. What I mean
No,
is,
and this is the.
I think there's priorities in who to leave, and we're not getting them out. I just don't think he should be that high up on the list of removals.
It's kind of thing. Everyone's kind of list. They go, we need to get rid of Phil Jones, Pereira, and all these players. You can't get rid of everyone because we've not got that many players to
Then you've
start
got
with.
a 17-man squad.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
And I said it's not a case of he's good enough for Man United. At the minute, we need just bodies in there.
Yeah.
Literally, if you get rid of him, do you have
I think
do you have the
Chong, you maybe still have that wiggle room.
Yeah.
But even then, you're short.
Yeah, but it's one of them. If you get rid of Dan James now, and even if you got Sancho, you're still a forward short at least.
Yeah.
No,
and
I agree with that.
And in games like this, like in the
But
next.
I was just questioning that.
Yeah.
I feel bad. Like that sentiment needs to get cut out.
I agree.
I think
but if we got rid of every single player that's in this current squad who isn't good enough to win us a title, we'd have about 14 players left in the squad at best. So I think we have to pick and choose what order we get rid of players, and based primarily on how stacked we are in those positions. And if it's anything to do with how many players we've got in reserve, we shouldn't be getting rid of any wingers until we've got at least 2 more in.
I think there's when we had RH on a couple of times, Ryan Hopper talking about like development of players. He said Dan James is one of them that has come into a team and played a lot of first team football from the age of like 18, 19, and he's not had the chance to develop at all, like develop his football. He's not been able to do any of the individual stuff that he should be able to.
He worked for a very good coach at Swansea, Graham
he
Potter.
did.
He's a fucking good.
Yeah.
Graham Potter's a great coach.
Graham Potter is very good.
But that's the thing is that.
No, Cam, seriously.
Yeah, you're all right. Go across that one.
Cam letting us know Graham Potter manages Brighton.
And I think that you need.
You need what?
I think he may be alone or just maybe.
Matter,
go on. Juan Matter. He's.
Hey! Yes, Juan!
How good is he?
It's so good.
If he could run,
He plays, he scores, he assists. If Juan Mata had pace, he'd be the best player in the world. Messi wouldn't have a living.
No, but you know something? You're taking the piss.
I'm not taking the piss.
When he had a bit of pace, he was the best player in the league. He was the best player in the Premier League.
He didn't even used to have pace.
What is it? He got 30 assists one season.
Look at this. He goes to
Van der
shoot,
Beek as well.
and he says, "Nah, let me wait."
I'm just gonna pass it in. The touch from Van der Beek here. Class.
Yes.
Is that a Van der Beek assist?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is.
Juan Mata, sit down.
See, he was going to shoot first time.
Megs.
Through the legs. No chance.
Dunked.
It reminds
Get
me of
dunked
me
on.
sometimes.
What does?
Sorry.
What matter?
Yeah, just watching Juan Mata play football.
Yeah. He reminds me of you as well.
Yeah,
It's
my
very weird how that works.
Isn't it funny that me and Mata have shared a hug?
Have you?
Yeah.
What, with each other?
Yeah, like,
Nice. How was it?
it's good.
United 2-0 up. That's got to be game over, do we think? Especially with the
Juan Mata's
inclusion
50th goal for Manchester United.
with the inclusion of Rashford and Pogba on the pitch.
Someone want to make a graphic?
It's a lot.
Hawaii
graphic
5-0.
designer.
I think we should get Jay on the graphics for banter purposes.
I'm actually very
good.
good at doing graphic design now.
Some of the thumbnails used I used to look at him and just think, Jesus wept. And you can't even say nothing to him because, like, it was back in the day when it was just me and Jay keeping this ship afloat. That's
And
how
then
it
there'd
was
just be
going on.
another thumbnail up there
Now
instead.
we've got this tag along, coming along for the glory at the end.
Call me a tag along again.
He's in his tracksuit.
Call me a tag along again.
Happy times.
Shame on. Call me a tag along twice. Shame on me. Call me a tag along 3 times. World of pain on you, mate. World of pain.
It's good noise, that.
Yeah, thank you. Because these
You
fists
got
are
fat
hard.
fists.
No, they're hard. They're really hurting me now.
No.
Yeah, my fists are hard, but they don't make noise.
Yeah, of course they don't.
That's what she said.
Doesn't make sense. It's just gross. Go on, press him. There he is.
Oh,
One matter on the box. On the ball in the
On
box.
the
isn't
ball
it?
in the box.
Good
On the
pull
box.
back
On
as
the
well.
box. On the box.
Marcus Rashford.
Well, he is on the box because he's on the telly, but
Who's their goalie?
Who's he?
Human
Who the
chipstick.
hell's this?
what did you call him?
Chipstick.
Oh.
Do you like chipsticks? It
Which
seem
ones?
to have fallen out of favour in
for a
recent years.
while.
The ones
Oh,
where
the
they're
blue
like
pack.
blue
Blue and
pack.
white.
Yeah.
Old
Yes.
school.
Yeah.
You also got the Frazzles that are similar packs made by the same
And
people.
similar kind of
Smiths.
consistency as
They're
well.
made by Smiths, right?
Smiths make frazzles, yeah.
Yeah, chipsticks are banging.
Yeah,
Remember
they're good.
dipsticks? Dibs.
You dip dabs.
Dipsticks?
Dip
Dip
dab.
dabs.
No, the chocolate one.
Huh?
Dipsticks.
The low. What's he gonna do?
Oh, ball.
Chippy. Chippy. He went for that Man City 3-2 header there, didn't
Yeah.
he? Unlucky.
Into his arm.
I don't know, he's gone full LeBron James on that arm, hasn't he? I love that how he just wears
People's
one on one
arm.
side. Do you know what I love about
Do it.
watching getting into basketball? How each player has their own thing. Like Anthony Davis always wears a thing. LeBron
I like
always
the
has
t-shirt
right
thing.
arm. I like it when people have like one long leg, one long arm.
I've just
Love
put
it.
the
Well, they do
Miami
the one-
Vice,
they
Miami
do
Heat
the-
shirt.
Oh, the blue one.
Yeah, yeah.
They
and
do
I'm gonna wear
the-
the t-shirt underneath it, like.
So
80.
sick.
Do the one arm because that's the one they're gonna fall on most
Yeah.
of the time.
And
'Cause if they
I
jump
like how
that
they
way,
slide
they're
on the
gonna get
back
that
as
way.
well, so they don't get skid marks. And sometimes I get the
I
NBA
feel like
finals.
if
Did
I
I tell
focused
you-
on basketball when I was a youth man,
Yeah,
I'd be NBA
Same.
level.
Did I tell you about the job that I had to do it?
imagine us.
You-
both
You and
play-
Luka
Who would we
Jovic.
play for? Yeah, Mavericks.
Now I play for the Lakers. I'm elite.
The NBA finals
we're
starts
short for
tonight, by the
basketball
way.
players, aren't
You are. I'm not.
Wait, whoop.
You are.
No, I'm not. 6'4".
Both stand
I'm
up.
taller than Steph Curry.
6'4".
Yes, dork. Come at me again with that shit. 6 foot. What?
Oh, this is good. This is good, isn't it?
Tilt the camera up.
Should we just tag team this fella? Yeah.
No, I'd rather you didn't.
Right.
I'm
How
very
tall- wait,
uncomfortable.
Before you do it,
right?
how tall do you think you are?
I'm 6'2".
Me?
You think you're 6'2"?
I know I'm 6'2".
Am I 2 inches taller than this
Is this
clown or
content?
what?
I feel
Can we tilt the camera up,
Yeah,
please?
feel
Yeah,
really
yeah,
worried.
content.
No, 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 no,
Willie's out. No, Willie's in.
no. Joe's.
Easy 2 inches taller than him. He might be 6'5", you know. He might be pushing 6'5". Now get back in bed, you.
I'm staying sat down. Can we put the camera back down again?
I play people.
Simple as that. That was
Cam-
good, that wasn't it? Look at this,
Cam's-
absolute joke. Just worry about that afterwards.
So we just have to stay here now.
We have to stay
Yeah,
stood up.
we've all got to stand
Shut
up
your
now.
chair on the floor, take your headphones off.
Our producer is now attached to his own chair.
Where are you going?
He's unplugged. Don't unplug it. No, he's
he'll
fine.
sort
Don't
it.
worry.
Come back
He'll
here.
be fine. Come and sit.
Come back to bed. Just tilt up slightly,
swap.
Cam. Still 2-0 United. I'm comfortably 6'4" after that.
Was that my chair? Was that me?
Yeah,
What was
squeaky
that?
chair.
I tried
Smells
to,
like a.
I tried to
If
just.
it was
Smells
a
like a
chair, you've dipped that chair in shit quite recently, haven't you? Yeah. What's it called? What's those chairs called with a toilet built into them?
B-days.
No.
No. No.
A commode.
Commode.
Yeah.
Is that the ones that are on the floor, the Muslim toilets? In the mosque.
No, a
Need
commode is
balance
like.
for them, you know.
A commode is a chair
It's kimono.
that's got like a bucket that you can take in and out to do toilets in. Do big toilets in bucket.
He's got one of them, I know.
I've got one at home, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's dirt, that, isn't it?
No, not really. If you need a toilet next to your bed for health reasons, then they're a very good thing, actually.
When I was a kid, I would only go at home.
It smells like urine in this
You would
office.
only go at
Conversation
home.
doesn't need to be had.
If there's a kid, you can only
You're
go to
still-
toilet at home.
We're literally talking about shit.
Rashford,
No, that's
skin
not-
in. That's a booking, ref. That's a
Send him
booking.
off.
Oh, sent him to the shop.
That's a booking, ref. Yeah, he's giving it. Ref looking like Dolph Lundgren with his yellow card. Who's that ref? Who's in it? He was in the Expendables, he was.
Na, 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 na.
He's that.
What a song that is. Do you know what I was listening to before?
Catamo. What was you listening to before?
We were listening to it the other day. 2 times. Great song anyway, no? It's similar era.
Sing it.
Sing
Cause
it.
it's
Respectful.
You just went.
If you don't know it, you don't know
You
it.
never said the lyrics?
You know,
2 times. 3 times. Are you joking? You two are sad and liars, actually. United got a free kick.
I reckon
Look
if
at Fred kick straight off free kick duties. Now Rashford's in.
we go, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not a singer, am I? Mark Brim, watching a Paddock watch-along is like watching Paranormal Activity. Quiet, quiet, bang, quiet, quiet, bang. Forever adjusting the volume.
He's like that girl from Paranormal Activity that just stands by your bed like this.
Is it?
Just looking at you.
Never seen.
Imagine that shit. I was shitted up by the first Paranormal Activity.
I didn't
not a
watch
bit
it.
of me.
Do you know it's one of the biggest...
Pog.
Oh! Oh! Yes! Oh! Do I dab? What do I do?
Dab! Dab! Dab!
Oh,
Do it!
Dab!
That was out of shot.
That was outrageous free kick. Posting in. Is that the first time he's got a free
Someone
kick?
say something about Paula Bill Pogba now, you bitch.
So good.
It's the-
Look at this free kick. Oh, it's deliberate.
Wow.
It's deliberate.
Of course it's deliberate.
It's
He
deliberate.
shot you
Oh,
not.
no,
It's
got a deflection.
Oh,
It's not deliberate. Don't worry about it. It got a deflection, but he planned it.
it's a shit free kick.
Nah, it was a great free kick.
Nah.
So far wide.
Great free
It's going
kick.
so far wide.
That's an own goal, that one. That'll be an own goal.
It might be an own goal.
He meant it. What if you meant the deflection? Is it still an own goal?
Yeah, no, it's not.
He
an
meant
own goal.
that, he meant
You can't give that as an own goal.
It might be. An
If
own
you
goal.
give that as an own goal,
It's
What are you going to do?
I'll be at the Carabao headquarters tomorrow.
demanding energy drinks off him. It's an own goal.
People saying it's an own goal?
They can.
Hey,
Jesse
you're not wrong,
Lingardinho
lads.
coming on.
Jesse Lingard's on for Fredinho. Do you remember why Clebenson couldn't join Manchester United the year that Fergie wanted him?
No. Because he's
No.
shit.
Because his wife wasn't old enough to come to England.
Yeah, I'd heard that before. Actually, now you say that. Yeah. Yeah, she was 6.
I find this mental that people do
In
not
terms
talk
of
about
when
this.
you say
No.
wasn't old enough to come to England, can't you
She
come
was.
to England at any age?
Yeah, but you
No,
can't
no.
have your wife be 15 and come to England.
And you know what? Great rule. I couldn't agree more.
Well,
with
she
that rule.
can, but
That is, I'm not laughing at that, by the way. I'm laughing at how mental that is. That
I didn't know. I didn't know that.
That wasn't.
How
really
certain are you of that?
spoken
Can we
about.
put an
I'm
allegedly on
100% sure.
Can we put an allegedly on?
No,
just
I'm
in case?
100% sure.
no, that's definitely a thing.
I'm 100%
Clever.
sure.
So how?
Me and producer Chris once were making a fact file video on Cleberson, and we were debating whether to put it in or not in the fact file.
I guess those debates have been ended by this point, have they?
Yeah, well, we're gonna make that video.
Give
next
us
week.
your source here if you're going to read
It's
something. out from
facts.
the
It's
internet.
facts. It's facts.
I know, but it's
researching
very
I was
slanderous.
researching PO box.
Was she of legal age in Brazil?
Don't know.
I don't think he was lying.
It wasn't breaking the law in Brazil. Give me
Sorry,
something
this is from
to
the
cling
Mirror,
on to
but
it.
I think
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. If it's not, sue me,
Oh.
Cleberson. But it's true.
this isn't a great.
Read it then.
No.
Can't just two of you be on your phones. Shithouses.
No, I can't read that paragraph.
I can't read that paragraph. That's about where he explains what he did to her.
It honestly does.
Just read it out, man.
Cleberson
Everyone's adult.
joined the footballing elite at Old Trafford, but Priscilla first met the player, now earning 40 grand a week, in 1998. She was just 15, and he was a humble shoemaker's son, aged 19.
A humble shoemaker's son. What is this? Some German fairy tale? They left a trail of breadcrumbs to his house.
I'm just a humble shoemaker's son. How do you know he was humble? I bet they didn't even interview him. I bet he had a right ego on him. Unbelievable. I want to move on from this.
I thought he was going to say he wanted to move to
that's
Brazil.
the paragraph you couldn't read. That's in the same article.
Yeah, let's not read that.
No.
I thought he was just going to say ages and that. It details some sort of events that are unreadable.
I've never read that. Bloody hell, guys.
If you want to read it, just Google it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, not great, that is it?
No, it's not good.
No.
That
way.
But on the
Someone said legal in Brazilian is worrying.
yeah. Jesse Lingard
Reminds
pouring
me of
down the
Randy
wing.
Marsh when he gets on the internet stimulator.
Do we think that Jesse Lingard will still be here on October the 6th?
I just told you this fucking ages ago.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Me too.
He told me.
Did he?
So he's even lying.
If this game was at Old Trafford, he could still be telling the truth, couldn't he?
No, I think his position is he wants to stay. He wants to be a part of the squad. But I think if, for example, we were to have had an amazing summer and signed Jadon Sancho and Jack Grealish, Jesse Lingard would have left. I don't think there would have been a shortage of clubs looking at him. I think there would be a lot of clubs looking at him.
Despite what Sky Sports say.
I think you'd be. I think he'd fit in a lot. He's a good. People forget
Really
how good
good
of a footballer he is. 2016-17, he had a sublime season for Jose. Won 2 trophies. He's a big game player. He scores goals in big games, Wembley, all the time. I think if you look at the role that he played in the City win this season, or the season just gone, away from home, you know, some of the Arsenal games that we've played.
The Tottenham win at home the day before that.
The Tottenham win at their ground.
Yep.
He has big parts in games. He's had a poor 12-18 months, I think he'd admitted himself. But I think Jesse, when you think about, he's had, I don't know, mental health issues. He's had issues with his family. Does that then go hand in hand with someone saying, I know, I'll just move City? It doesn't really fit in, does it?
In that time of your life, what you need to do is be around people who get the best out of you and allow you to be relaxed and allow you to...
And I think Ollie likes him.
Yeah. For me as well, watching him not play many games and watching what's happened with him over the last 18 months... It does make me sad a little bit, actually. He's one of the players who I really like, and I've always liked Jesse Lingard. And of all the players who you sort of see fall out of favour a little bit, he's the one where you do kind of... There's an extra sadness or an extra sort of emotion to it because he's, like I said, how good he was, or even though he was never our best player, he had an important role to play, and I think he still can. And you know he's gone through some difficult times.
Look at that pass.
Perfect timing.
Oh, mate! Oh, you should
have
would have been goal of the season.
Hello.
Oh, that pass from Jesse though to Mata.
Yeah. And then the Van der Beek one into Dallo.
Yeah,
as well.
like look at that. Like he's got ability, man.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a bit biased when it comes to Jess. I'll be honest. I like him. You get me. I think he's a good lad, and he's good to us.
But that's all right though.
But I don't think he's good enough to start for Man United. I think he's very good as a squad player. I think he's amazing as a squad player.
Yeah.
Think on the Fergie. Imagine him being in one Fergie squad.
Oh, easy.
He would have been part
Easy.
G levels.
Anderson.
Part G levels.
Yeah, whoever, cleverly. But
Better than Anderson. Better than
yeah,
Cleverly.
but I mean, they played a lot of games in those teams.
And
is what I
Fergie
mean.
had a big part in his development.
Yeah.
At the early stages, he said, send him out on loan. When he's 22, he'll be ready. The year he came back, he was 22, 23.
22. Yeah,
He was
I
around
know,
that
yeah.
age, so-
Instead of coming through at 18, bring him through at
I
22.
think the problem was as well last year. I think that the injuries we had to Pogba and Martial, I think he was asked to do a job that he's not in the team to do. He was asked to be creating against teams
Oh, played Mata.
that are sitting back.
Come
and
on,
doing
Jess.
what-
Hold your line, Rash.
Finish
Go on,
that.
Jesse.
Oh, he did get greedy, but he was close.
Yeah.
I've seen an absolute
He knows we're talking about
class
him at the
tonight,
moment,
haven't we?
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Since we
Yeah,
started
he
talking
knows.
about him, he just got on the ball constantly.
Little Ronaldo
And then
chop
smashed
as
it
well.
over.
Choppy.
At
Left
1-0, he passes.
Yeah, 3-0.
Yeah.
You might as well have a go. This was
This
lovely.
pass is
That's a brilliant pass. Jesse to Mata.
The weight.
to
pass.
thing. And that the
First
weight
touch.
on that one as
should
well.
score.
The weight on that
It's a
one.
defender.
Yep.
Yeah,
If that's Mata or Marshall or
yeah,
Anyone.
little dink.
or Pogba. That way, he loves a little chip, doesn't he, Pogba? they've looked a lot better since those two came on, haven't they? It seems literally the exact same formula as the Preston game. Languid, not making many
You
chances.
keep saying Preston.
Who was
Yeah,
it?
is that
Luton.
The last
Luton.
Luton.
Oh, yeah.
I keep saying Preston. Why does he think
Because
Preston?
Preston played Brighton to play us.
There we go. The exact same formula as the Luton game.
Calvert-Lewin's got another hat trick today.
Steady, slow, boring game that is
He'll
then,
be at City next year, you know.
then erupted when we bring a couple of players of quality on. That's
Yeah.
good. Rather than having to play Rashford and Pogba from the start like we did last season, or when we could make 10 changes in this game, just give them 30 minutes at the end, win the game quite comfortably. That is already an improvement over last season, I think.
This was my midfield when I did my preview, because I wasn't invited on the Stretford Paddock preview. Scott McTominay, kill everyone right now, bro. Come on, bro. Steam into them. Scotty too hot.
I had that 3.
You see what Matter did? I love Matter. But you see, when I've just had a little push and shove with the opposition, I don't want to see my teammate saying, here's a little high five.
To the opposition?
Yeah, you've got to call him a prick as well. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Matter can't
Back it
do
up.
that though, can he?
I reckon Matter does.
Do you think? I
He's
think
a bit
he's
cheeky.
He's definitely got like
Or
a
Matter's the kind of guy to not say nothing, have a free kick and smash it in your face.
Yeah, and then do that to you like that. Yeah.
Ball.
Look, I reckon he's got a Twitter burner account that'll matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's called like, I wish I'd kept 100% or something like that. Some sort of common goal dig. And then he's stuck it in and he has to go at people online. That's what I reckon.
Evil
he does.
Matter.
Yeah.
Evil Matter.
Evil Matter's a
Rashford?
great account, innit? Someone's done that already, innit?
Have they?
There used to be like Evil Kaggle, I remember. That
Evil
was really
Kaggle. I
racist
remember
page.
Fun.
Was it?
it was very, it was borderline that stuff, innit?
I don't remember
it's
it.
definitely
Jay,
racist.
do you remember that? Yeah, Evil Kaggle. It was a bit racist, that, innit?
I suppose when you don't know anything about a person and you have to pretend to be them all the time,
No,
you're going to give
no,
opinions
this
that aren't
wasn't
right, are they?
No,
No,
this
it
wasn't
was-
anything near that. It wasn't.
Was it not?
It was basically
No.
think of any lazy racism you could make of an Asian person.
That was it.
That was it. Yeah, you can't think of
No,
it
you-
because you are perfect. You are a great human being.
I,
that only
I remember
hates
I remember
brown
seeing that account retweeted sometimes, but I didn't follow it or know it really.
because you were running it.
Allegedly.
If Matter had Dan James's pace, he would be mint. I'll be sad the time comes when he leaves, says Ross Murphy. So will I.
If Matt had Dan James's
People
pace.
say don't meet your heroes unless they're Juan Matter.
If honestly, let's be honest. I know you said better than Messi in that, which obviously I don't think is true. If he had Dan James's pace, how good would Juan Matter be on like a world level?
Manjata, did you say?
Juan Matter. How good would Juan Matter be on a world level if he had Dan James's pace?
Top
Mwanjata.
10.
Like
top
Neymar
20.
levels, not quite.
Bruv.
Yeah.
You see what he can do with a football.
Yeah, but Neymar can do a lot of that.
But forget that.
Right.
Let's look at Matter's skill set here.
And the decision making.
Free kicks, weight of pass, short pass, long pass. Yeah.
Cardboard box.
Skill, step over, little bit of chop chop.
Perfect
Penalty,
dummies as
free
well.
kick,
Feints.
dummies, step over.
He's got that.
So if you add pace to that, you've got basically Ronaldo combined with Messi. Apparently.
Allegedly. I think he would be up there with like prime sort of.
Mate, he'd
The
be
big
better than
boys.
De Bruyne.
Better than
He'd be
Hazard
better than
at his best.
Ozil. He'd be better than Hazard. He'd be the best number 10 in the world.
Yeah, he would.
Genuine.
you
I'm
think?
being. Remember, we're adding something to him that he can't. We're not saying Juan Mata is the best number 10 in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying if he had pace,
Like proper
be
pace,
the
not
best.
just like a bit quicker. If
Not
he was,
even just-
if he was rapid though, I
just
mean.
times 2 speed.
Yeah, of course, it's times
Currently-
2. How slow do you think he is running,
Even
jogging
if he
at
had-
12 mile an hour?
Maybe
Philip
not Dan-
Mercer. Sorry, go on.
Even if it wasn't Dan James' pace, but even just Van der Beek's pace now, where he's got a little bit of a.
Well, that's when he had Van der Beek's pace.
Acceleration.
He was one of the best players in the Premier League. Philip Merchant. I'll read this out because this is towards you, Adam. Bye, look quick today. Happy, Adam.
I'm very happy. I was thinking that earlier.
No, I like to think he's having a go at him.
Philip, appreciate your comment, and I know
Full-time
you're
flown by.
impressed with Bay's performance too. It is full time, by the way. I've been delighted with it, and I was happy with. I saw one thing where the ball went over and he got around, covered it, quick, sharp. Good to see. Start him in the next game.
Has to
Maybe Ali played them both together, because only one starts on Sunday.
And that one.
Very nice.
I hope so.
We're going to be back in a very few number of minutes. For
Oh God!
the
What
review.
was that language?
A few number
What was
of
that?
minutes.
We're going to be back in a very few number of minutes. That makes sense. We're going to be back very shortly for the review of Manchester United against Brighton. We've won the game 3-0 again, on to the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup.
On the march
Not a
with
vintage
Arnie's
performance, but United
army.
have won.
We're
We'll be
all
back in a
going
few
to
minutes.
Wembley.
Thanks for joining us. See you in a bit.
And we're